If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history. My family wins championships.
There's no family.
There's no family.
There's no family.
There's no family like my family.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations, with 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future. T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
We may be a quarter of the way through the season, but the Cape League has had plenty of excitement, and that continues tonight at Bourne Park as the Hyannis Harbor Hawks fly west to play the Bourne Braves. Hello again, everybody. Mickey Doolittle alongside Michael Kirsting and Jacob Irons. And guys, 24 hours later, we are still catching our breaths from that 10-inning thriller last night.
Yeah, what a game that was. And according to the point streak and in the point streak era, which dates back to 2011, that is just now the fifth time that a team has come back with when they were trailing by 4. That is an insane stat, and it's the first time that anyone has ever done it and gotten over 6 runs on top of it. That's the biggest comeback in the 9th since 2011, since when they kept it. And from talking to B.J. Johnson, who's been up here for a little bit, he can't remember it happening up here as well.
And, Michael, no shortage of heroes last night.
No shortage. I mean, we talked about it off air last night, just how important that bloop, getting the ball in contact that was from Will Taylor. It was his bloop single that tied that game up at 6. And then, of course, I talked about it in the pregame yesterday. We wanted to see a lot from Gavin Cash. He came into that game having 0 hits on the season. In his first 2 at-bats, 0 hits as well. He comes up in the 9th and then in the 10th with the hit to keep the game going and then the hit to end the game. And, guys, it's going to be pretty tough to top last night.
That was last night, but tonight is a new night for the Harbor Hawks. You got to refocus after coming through with one of the biggest wins, a miracle at McKeon Park. Tonight, you got the Bourne Braves, the defending 2022 Cape Cod League champions.
Yeah, and tonight, it's really going to be all about keeping that momentum from last night. You're going to be seeing a few guys who may have had trouble sleeping last night just because of how amped they were to win that game, coming back from so far back. And those are the kinds of wins that start something. This could be the start of something real special this season for the Harbor Hawks, should they be able to take this momentum and run with it. So tonight, it's going to be just about about channeling last night and keeping that energy going forward.
The designated hitter.
Yeah,
from
when you keep
Florida
that
State
energy
University,
moving forward,
Cameron
that's
Smith.
what you want. There's a buzz in your dugout. We talked about it late in the game last night. There was a buzz. There was a hum. There was conversation in that dugout that really started to get the team up and moving. Nothing. It was only one hit going into that ninth inning. That's what you got to emphasize on. But it was the momentum. It was the couple hits strung together that brought the momentum. And then every batter did their job effectively. Everyone kept moving down the line and was able to. And you talk about a big hit. Will Taylor, who's going to talk to Bria here in this pregame show, just really emphasizes, just had to keep the line moving, especially with 2 outs in that spot.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have we talked about the hitting being contagious this season so far? We haven't seen. I mean, this is a young season so far, but as we've said it so many times, that as soon as one guy starts the hit parade, his other companions and teammates follow. So that was the key last night, and they know that they can do it. It's just about carrying. Of course, as you said, we're 24 hours later. It's a new day, but hard to forget last night. So keep that energy and keep the contagious hitting going through today.
A lot of the same heroes in the lineup tonight. What's going to be the key for this offense?
Yeah, just as I said, just knowing that last night you were down for the count. And somehow, some way, you don't have to know what that way was, but somehow you did it and you came back from behind to take a huge game against your rivals. So keeping that same lineup and that close to that same lineup and that same mojo in the lineup is going to be huge today.
Then I think the big key is attack early. You want to try and get on top early. We saw only one hit through the first 8 innings of the game. If they can string a couple more hits together early, that's going to be more inclined to be able to get out in front of Bourne, who at this moment is not a team you want to face, as they are on a 2-game winning streak. They are hot, and they are ready to take it here in Doran Park.
Hot and ready, just like pizza. Anyway, Mitch Ferris and Liam Doyle are the pitching matchup tonight. It's going to be a great one. I feel like we say it every single night. The talent on the Cape is astronomical. These two pitchers are just no exception.
Yeah, and Ferris, we've seen him twice already this season. Both times we've seen a pretty decent, lengthy bullpen outing, and this is a team in Hyannis. They have the arms to do that. To be able to have so many arms expendable, you could throw a guy for 9 innings and still have another 9. You could throw one guy per 9 and still have another 11 left over. So this is a diverse pitching staff with how many arms they have, how many different looks they can give from different kinds of arm angles. So it'll be interesting to see how they run it out today.
Yeah, and I really am interested. You talk about Mitch Ferris, comes in from Wingate, comes in sporting a 7.94 ERA so far through the Cape Cod baseball season. And although he started 2 games, has only gone 5 2/3, so a little bit of a shorter starter. I'm interested to see if that plays here. Again, there is a copious amount of pitchers ready to go in the bullpen that are available today if the Harbor Hawks were to need him. Very interested to see how that goes, but Liam Doyle is going to get his first start of the summer, so it's going to be interesting how he takes it now with batters that are really starting to get it going.
An underappreciated factor of this season has been how well this Harbor Hawks bullpen has been deployed. Tonight, ton of bullpen arms available.
Yeah, absolutely. And even though there were a lot of runs led up last night in that 9th inning, the 4 that led to the comeback having to be 6, in between there, I mean, up until that 9th inning, the pitching was pretty solid. Only the 2 runs, and they were all of those runs and all of those hits coming on soft contact. So you're right. It's not spoken about enough that when we sometimes see the runners being left on by the offense, you leave those games so frustrated because your pitching really put you and kept you in those situations and in those ball games.
Yeah, and when you talk about the bullpen, that is really the key factor for what has made Hyannis so strong and so good in some of these games. When you need to go to the bullpen, they're there, they're ready, and you can rely on them. Last night, Michael Rodriguez comes in and does his job. That is the guy you got to look at. He goes into the 10th inning. He's not expecting to pitch starting that 9th inning, but understands as that comeback starts, he's got to get warm. He's got to get ready, comes in, does his job, pitches fabulously, and then gets Hyannis into a position to put themselves in that walk-off spot. That just really goes to speak to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks' depth in the bullpen and how effective they are time in and time again.
Not only was he not expecting to pitch, he wasn't expecting to pitch with a runner starting at second. So just a mega effort from Michael Rodriguez last night. And again, this bullpen is going to play a major role in this game. As you mentioned, Mitch Ferris has been deployed as a bit of a shorter starter this season so far.
And you can, as I said, you can afford to do that with so many arms, and it just again speaks to the depth. As wherever you have depth, you're going to try and use it. So really nice work so far by the Harbor Hawks, just even constructing that roster, just to be able to know that even guys who can go out 6-7 innings, they don't necessarily have to be used as often and as much as they do with so many bullpen arms behind them.
And guys, miserable rainy conditions last night, but a perfect day for baseball today.
You can't draw up a perfect Cape Cod baseball night. You got partly cloudy. Sun is shining. Fans are coming in. It's Friday night baseball. What more do you want on Cape Cod than beautiful? Don't even need a jacket right now. It's 70 degrees out here. Wind's blowing out. Let's have ourselves a day out here.
Perfect. Probably our producer / weatherman Grant McNew would also probably say that this is rather ideal baseball weather. But yeah, I don't know how much better Jacob Irons could have summed it up. It's just you write down on your scorecard as one of those nights, just a perfect night for baseball.
Some of the best weather we've had all season out here on the Cape. And with that, we're going to send it to our sideline reporter, Bria Losick, who's standing by with the hero from last night.
Back here at Doran Park with Ben Williamson. Ben, let's start out with last night. That was one of the craziest games I've ever watched. All of us have ever watched in the media. Have you ever been a part of a game like that?
No, I don't know the last time I've ever scored 6 runs in an inning, much less 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th to tie it up and then walk them off in the bottom of the 10th. Just shows you the kind of grit that the guys had last night. I guess they're fighting till every strike, fighting to the last out, trying to get runs across, and it all came into fruition in the bottom of the 9th, and it was just awesome to see, awesome to be a part of.
Going into the 9th, you guys only had 1 hit. And what was the mentality going in there in the dugout? Was it more of like, let's just see what we can do, or was it, we actually have a shot here?
It was more so just trying to string together some good at-bats, trying to get guys on, get guys going around the bases, cause some traffic, and at the end of the day, I think we scored 3 of the runs off of 1 play. It was a wet one last night. The ball's a little wet, so putting the ball in play, making them make plays was huge.
Last couple of days out here on the Cape, what has this experience been like?
It's been unreal. Everything that you hear is true about it. The competition's unreal. Getting to the beach on off days is awesome. We've only had 1 off day, but it's just been an unreal experience, everything.
You've been to the beach?
Yeah, Craigville.
Awesome. Favorite restaurant out here on the Cape?
There's a place down the street called The Edge that I went to the other day, and it was really, really good.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and good luck.
All right, thank you.
From Doran Park, I'm Bria Losick alongside Will Taylor from Clemson, and we're going to dwell on last night as long as we can. A 6-run comeback in the bottom of the 9th with only 1 hit to their name. The Harbor Hawks come back, and Will Taylor had the bases clearing double to tie it with 2 outs. What were you thinking when you came up to the plate?
Yeah, we needed base runners that inning, so we had them loaded up, a chance to tie it up, and was looking for a pitch to hit. Got down 0-2, but you could feel the energy from the dugout, and got a good pitch to hit, and 3 runs scored.
When you made contact, did you think that it was going to be a hit, or what was going through your mind?
Yeah, I didn't hit it very hard, but it was enough to get it over the infielder's head, and lucky and fortunate enough, we were rolling on the bases, and the guy from first scored with 2 outs, which was huge.
Some people are calling it the miracle at McKeon. We'll see if that name sticks, but have you ever been a part of any comeback like that?
Actually, I don't think so. We had 1 hit going into like the 7th or 8th inning. It took us a while to get going, but we were fortunate enough to get the energy back up in the 9th and win in the 10th. So it was a fun game.
Harbor Hawks fans haven't really gotten to see your face on the camera yet, so we're just going to kind of introduce you a little bit. You played football and then went straight into baseball, and now you're here at summer ball. How do you do it? Just quite frankly, how do you do it?
Yeah, it's just, it takes me back to the glory days of being a kid, just going out there and having fun each and every day, taking advantage of the opportunity. And, that's why I'm here, to win games and, give the Harbor Hawks back to the championship.
When you were a kid, who was one athlete that you looked up to?
Mike Trout, he's always been a good role model. Just been a stud on and off the field, and I really admire him with everything he does.
All right, thank you so much, Will.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
What are you looking forward to?
Adding a takeout window.
And more locations.
Paying off my student loans.
Juggling my 4 small businesses and staying sane.
Raising my allowance.
Finishing my painting and starting the next one.
Catching a keeper. Catching anything.
Making the most of my retirement.
Checking my balance and hopefully having one.
Whatever you want for your family, your business, or your community, talk to us at Cape Cod 5 because we're looking forward to helping you.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news. Some were
Beautiful night for baseball here at Bourne Park. A beautiful rendition of the national anthem. And gentlemen, we have lineups. How do they go?
Well, let me tell you, boys. For the Harbor Hawks, they'll be batting first today here at Bourne Park. They'll be the visitors. Will Taylor, the center fielder, will bat leadoff today. Billy Amick plays third base. We've seen him in a variety of spots this summer, and he bats second today, again at the hot corner. Ben Williamson will move back up to third, playing shortstop. And cleaning up will be the first baseman, Alex Lane. Brody Donay is the designated hitter tonight, getting the night off from the knees from last night's game. He bats fifth. Cam Smith, the right fielder, will bat sixth. First time we see Cam Smith in right field is today. 7, 8, 9 will go Eric Snow, the second baseman. Aaron Parker, the catcher, getting his first start behind the dish. And Zach Earhart, the left fielder. He will bat ninth.
And on the mound for Bourne, Jacob Irons.
Yeah, it will be Liam Doyle, the Derry, New Hampshire, New England guy in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Always got to give props to that. Out of Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers, as we're told by our great Mackenzie Director of Fan Experience. With a Sunbelt All-Tournament team member, really strong showing from him, as well as a 4.15 ERA through 23 games played, 56.1 innings pitched, had 69 Ks, and out of high school was the #3 prospect out of all of New Hampshire. Really strong showing for him as he goes into his sophomore year next year.
Yeah, and Bourne has gotten a couple of Coastal Carolina guys coming in the last couple of days, 3 of them to be exact, and we will see all 3 of them in the starting lineup here today.
That's a mascot that I love, Mr. Jacob Irons. The Chanticleers is a real fun name to be saying, and they sport a good baseball team as well. I mean, we've seen the pipeline. There is some pipelines that come up to this. We've seen quite a few Virginia Tech players, and now just on this one Bourne team, we're also seeing three Chanticleers just arriving in the last few days.
Yeah, they had their own regional. They had the Conway regional over there, and ultimately, really strong showing for them in the tournament. So, once again, the college baseball world you're able to see and take notice here on Cape Cod.
And players that know what they're doing in these high-pressure situations against the top talent in the country. We mentioned it. It feels like every broadcast. These are super teams of collegiate talent.
Yeah, when you talk about it, you're compiling basically the all-tournament teams, the all 8-ton players. You're compiling the all ACC players, and you're putting all those players onto one team and on 10 teams across Cape Cod. That is what makes Cape Cod so special. The level of baseball you see day in and day out is nowhere else in any other summer collegiate baseball league except right here in Massachusetts in the summer.
It's going to be Will Taylor to lead off for the Harbor Hawks. He was a hero last night.
Now batting,
2 for 4 night. He scored 2 runs.
Will Taylor.
And will stand in here. He's from the University of Clemson. Great two-way player. We're set for baseball here from Bourne and Dornan Park. Doyle toes the rubber, and here's the first pitch of the game, and it misses high. We're underway at 6:04, 4 minutes late.
Yeah, what a beautiful park Dornan Park is here in Bourne at Upper Cape Cod Technical. Just a great place.
The 1-0 brushed him back, and he thought it hit him, and he will call to the umpire to try and let him know that it hit him, and eventually the umpire will award him first base. And immediately we're going to have a little bit of an argument here.
Very quickly, skipper from the Bourne dugout came on out to have a conversation.
And he's not happy right now, as might be able to hear a little bit out of that over our crowd mic.
That crowd mic's a great addition to this broadcast every night.
Yeah, understandably so. There is a little bit of frustration there because he didn't award it right away. It took him until Taylor told him that it hit him. And to be fair, I mean, if you're a hitter, you know if it hits you. But if you're if you would believe the hitter if you told him.
In stands Belly Amick, but first a check over to first. What's the count now? Do we know off the top of our head? We'll
19?
Get that. 19 sounds right.
Nope, hold on. I got us here. 20 now on
20
here.
now.
All right. Hyannis leading the Cape Cod Baseball League in hit by pitches. That one's popped up back towards us. Ranging over is Guzman, but that one's going to fall just a couple of feet out of play. And a couple of the Hyannis baseball ops guys will pick up the foul ball.
We got a pop-up over us. That might not just protect with the sun we're getting, but also will be able to maybe catch a palm fly if it was to come directly over the fence here.
0-1 the count. Pitch to Amick is taken high. Taylor, his lead from first. He's got good speed. A threat to steal, as we saw them check over to first earlier. Here's the pitch, and that one's golfed into left field. Back into his right is Peterson, and he's going to range under it to make the play. And Taylor's caught in between first and second. He's going to fall down trying to get back, and they're going to have him doubled up. So a double play retires the runner at first, and with that, there's 2 outs in the top of the first.
Yeah, you're thinking that Taylor must have seen something different there. I mean, he looked up, saw it get down, and then he put his head down and started sprinting. And he needed the dugout to tell him that it was caught, so he was yelling back, back, back. And then as soon as he rounded second to get back to first, he tripped and fell, and that allowed for an easy double play.
So in stands Ben Williamson as he takes in there for a strike. Williamson has been one of the better hitters in the league, of course, winning the first Cape Cod Player of the Week award. 0-1 is popped foul. Hit the net right behind us. We have an interesting view here. We're right on field level in the first row, right behind home plate, so that one kind of disappeared on me. I wasn't sure where it went, and it was just right at us. 0-2 the count to Williamson, and he misses high, way high.
You've got a hole right in front of you here too in the screen, Nick. I'd be careful here. Maybe try and knot that up a little bit. I'm glad to be sitting on your left right now. That comes center cut straight back. We might have an issue.
I think that angle's right at you if I look at it. 1-2 to Williamson is taken low for a ball.
Hey, Mickey has said he wanted a ball all season long to catch one.
It's going to happen.
That would be a scary way indeed. But, hey, he would get it nonetheless.
I think your laptop's in the danger zone right now.
It is.
2-2 to Ben Williamson as Doyle's going to take his time here. Finally sets, it kicks and deals, and he takes just inside. Doyle was on his way off the mound towards the dugout, but no call there.
Yeah, the way Williamson commands the plate, if he's scooching back right off the inside corner of the plate, he knows that that's a ball.
3-2 the count. Here's the full count, and that one's flown down the right field line, and that one's going to get out of play. So full count to Williamson, who we've seen battle all year with pitchers. He's never an easy hitter to retire. Great bat-to-ball skills.
Williamson, a player from William & Mary. We talked to him in the pregame show. Just really great guy.
He's going to fly that one foul down the right field line.
Yeah, I was able to talk to him. You talked to him before today's game. What a guy that really is not just a great player on the field, but an even better person. We get to talk to him. Very personable, and has given us ultimate access with him to have a conversation about how he's been able to be so successful here at the Cape League.
Very approachable guy. 3-2. Ground ball to the right side. Diving play for Eblin. He fires onto first, and Ben Williamson has been robbed of a hit. That was a great play, ranging to his left and fielding that one full extension dive into the shallow right field. So Hyannis with a non-traditional 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom half. Still no score on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
The Bourne Braves
Doran Park, the location here for Hyannis and Bourne. And Bourne coming up here in the bottom of the first, and they have lineups.
Yeah, we'll start off with the Auburn Tiger
at this location.
War Eagle for Chris Stanfield, the center fielder today. Then it'll be Bryce Eblin, maybe his counterpart from the SEC out of the University of Alabama, Tuscaloosa, Bryce Eblin. He will bat 2, and he's at second base, making that great play a moment ago. Derek Bender, the first baseman in from Coastal Carolina, one of the guys both Michael and Mickey mentioned. Caden Bowden rounds out and bats cleanup, the designated hitter today, another Coastal guy. Then Sam Peterson, the left fielder, number 23, out of the University of Iowa. Cade Obermuller on the Harbor Hawks teammate, and now opposing player here on the Cape. Be Jackson Costello in right, Cam Foster at third, Adonis Guzman at third for Boston College, and Jonathan Vastine in from shortstop.
Stanfield will stand in against Mitch Ferris, the left-handed starting pitcher for Hyannis, and he takes low for ball 1. 9 of the 9 hitters in this starting lineup, 4 of them are from the SEC. Want to know the count? As he's going to fly that one down the right field line. Giving chase is Lane, and it's going to get out of play.
Talk about the SEC. Rightfully, they are the creme de la creme of college baseball right now, and I think no one will argue that. However, every other conference is starting to catch up with them.
Yeah.
The talent is starting to be distributed.
He takes a strike, and it's 1-2.
And that's what you talk about. You look at Ben Williamson from the CAA.
William and Mary.
Thank you. That conference, there's players everywhere.
He spikes a off-speed pitch, and it's 2-2.
It goes back to the old adage. If you are good enough, they will find you, and you will be found.
Two and 2 the count to Stanfield. Here's the pitch from Ferris, and he takes inside for ball 3, so another 3-2 count.
Yeah, we've seen Ferris on the hill, 5 2/3 innings on the year so far. He's given up 8 runs, 6 of which earned. Does have 10 strikeouts to his name.
That one's chopped to the left side. Charging it is Amick. He fires barehand across the infield, and it's going to skip away from Lane and go all the way to the fencing of the dugout, allowing Stanfield to move up to second. And Bourne has their leadoff hitter on.
Yeah, watching Billy Amick there, he looked a little bit hesitant on the high hop, so he let it take another hop and hopped into his glove, but by that time, Stanfield is already at first. It's not a throw that you have to make. It keeps the guy on first and out of scoring position.
So here's Bryce Eblin standing in. Runner at second. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the first. He's going to show bunt, but pull back and take a strike. That was a little slow tapper down the left field line that Amick only had a shot at if he barehanded it, which he did, and just a little bit of an errant throw. 0-1. He shows bunt again. That's a good bunt right in front of home plate. Trouble with it is Parker. He's going to collect it and throw it over Lane's head. That one's going to get down the right field line, allowing Stanfield to come in and score. Eblin's going to move up to second, and it's 1-0 Braves.
A little bit a chaotic play there on a bunt. Just a beautiful bunt down the middle of the play for the most part. But then the throw from Parker just sails over the head of Lane and gets away. And now you put another in scoring position for the Bourne.
And here's Derek Bender standing in with a chance to do more damage. Can't really fault Ferris for any of what's happened so far. It's been a slow tapper down the third base line and a bunt. First pitch, just a little bit low at the knees.
They'll give Eblin the error there in advancing him to second, while Stanfield was able to come home and score off the error.
1-0 the count. Bender takes outside. Eblin is lead off of second. 1-0 Bourne here in the early goings of a Friday night game here at Doran Park. 2-0 to Bender is taken just below the knees again for ball 3. He got the open base at first.
Still nobody away here in this bottom of the first.
3-0, green light, and he fouls it back.
It's probably strike 1-2. Good cut on the 3-0. You have to be sure what's coming there, and that is probably in the strike zone for Bender. He took a nice cut at it. Good pitch by Ferris to keep himself in this count.
Still count leverage. 3-1 is popped up right side, and it's going to get out of play. And another one right at the Harbor Hawks baseball ops team.
Mike Maynard, if you watched the broadcast yesterday, a star in himself. Had
All
the
over
pie eating contest, was dancing. He brought the energy last night. He gets a foul ball tonight as well.
3-2 the count to Bender, and he's going to tap that one foul. So a good battle here between Ferris and Bender.
Now Bender here in this situation wants to fight back here. Now put himself in a full count. For Ferris, you just want to find the outer part.
Here's the pitch, and he takes high for ball 4. So after all that, a 3-0 to 3-2, and then a long at bat, he's going to draw a walk. So there's runners at first and second still with nobody out.
Yeah, and after an inauspicious beginning, too, for the Harbor Hawks. So if you're Ferris, you just have to keep blocking in. Aside from the walk there, even though he did walk him, he worked himself back pretty well, and now it's just about locking back in and just finding your pace and what you were doing earlier, despite giving up those runs. You got the soft contact that you needed. It's just not any help from the defense behind you.
Yeah. Now you're going to have a conference here on the mound here with Eric Lexus, the interim skipper, and normally the pitching coach, while skip Eric Beatty is away. Having this conversation here early.
It's kind of hard for us to tell whether or not Hyannis has been making pitching changes, because Eric Lexus is the one that goes out to coach up the pitchers normally, and then Beatty's the one to go out. But since he's the interim manager, he just goes out there all the time. So meeting at the mound is broken up, and Ferris will be back to work against Caden Bodine.
Yeah. Now a big spot here. Once again, still nobody away. Ferris needs to try and bank some outs here, try and get out of it.
Infield at double play depth. First pitch is grounded up the middle, and it's going to get past the dive of Williamson into center field. Coming around and trying to score is Eblin. The throw to the plate is going to skip away and to the backstop. And that will allow all the runners to move up one more base. Bourne has taken a 2-0 lead and has runners at second and third still with nobody out.
Decent throw home from Taylor in center field. The throw beat the runner Eblin by a mile, but it was just not handled behind the plate by Parker. So that allows, with the skip by, that allows both runners to advance. And now a precarious situation becoming even more dangerous here in the top of the first, still with nobody out, or the bottom of the first, beg your pardon.
Sam Peterson stands in now for Bourne. First pitch to him is chopped in front of the plate. Ferris, from his position, is going to fire to first just in time to beat the speedy Peterson. Nobody's going to move up, and an unproductive out number 1.
Yeah, good job by Ferris to come off the mound there. Does a great job to look off and make sure he kept an eye on Bender over at third base, even though it was expected that the play was so close to home that he wouldn't go, but still doing his due diligence to check over there to make sure he gave him a hard stop.
So in stands Jackson Castillo, and he's going to take a strike.
Now batting, the right fielder from Auburn University, Jackson Castillo.
Ferris still working for a strikeout here as he's going to throw a off-speed pitch in there, and Castillo tried to check his swing. He did not on appeal down to the third base umpire, and that's strike 2. So 0-2 hole for him here, and Ferris, again, gunning for the strikeout.
Now try and work in a waste pitch here, maybe something the Arsenal not always familiar with.
Castillo ground ball right side, diving play by Snow to save it from going into right field. He fires to first in time to get the out. He just perhaps saved another run from coming in, but scoring on the play is Bender, and Bourne has a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, they're able to be early and active here in this one.
University, Cameron Foster.
And it's off of solid hits. There's nothing extra base hits. Every one of these hits is a single. Stanfield's, Eblin's, and then Bodine are all singles. They hit it on 3 hits, but then they're using their outs productively to get more across.
And at this point, if you're the Harbor Hawks, you take that out, trade that run, and make sure that you only need to get one more and strand this runner at third to keep this within touching distance.
Cam Foster saw ball 1 high and now takes a strike. 3 runs on 2 hits here for Bourne in the first inning.
Can't discredit Ferris here. He has been pitching strong. They've just been making contact.
Foster out of Liberty sees a 1-1, and he slaps that one foul down the third base line. Thought for a moment that the bat might have broken, and it did, as he will go and exchange it for a better one.
Liberty's nickname, you two?
Flame.
There we
Oh,
go.
I didn't know that one.
Mickey Doolittle.
Didn't
Let's
know that
go.
one.
I know mascots sometimes.
Sometimes.
Nah, wasn't going to get that one.
Liberty played Mizzou a couple of years ago. I think it was 2021.
Okay.
Not a lot of Tigers want to remember that year. In basketball, in men's basketball.
Yeah.
1-2 the count to Cam Foster. And he swings and misses for strike 3, so Ferris does a good job at limiting the damage. But the damage is 3. Bourne leads 3-0, heading into the second on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Gannon's Tavern is the home of incredible wings, handcrafted cocktails, ice-cold beer, and Keno. Their innovative tavern menu features seafood, great sandwiches, steaks grilled to perfection, and stunning specialty dishes. There's no better place to watch your favorite New England pro football team than Gannon's Tavern, in their large bar or outside on their covered deck, complete with TV and sound. Gannon's Tavern, 959 Burses Way, Hyannis. Like them on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, soon at Gannon Tavern.
With Hood Milk, you can trust your family is getting high-quality milk in every nutritious and delicious drop. It begins here on farms that Hood selects, with farmers who uphold the highest standards and who pledge to never use artificial growth hormones. And you'll see that care continue right to your home with our Light Block bottle, which protects the fresh taste of your milk. At Hood, we never stop caring about our milk because you never stop caring about your family. Always good, always Hood.
Of the Bourne Braves.
Back with you,
The use
Hyannis
of camera or
trailing
video
Bourne
equipment must not
3-0.
interfere
Bourne,
with other fans'
the
enjoyment
beneficiary
of the game. Thank you.
some well-placed baseballs in that bottom of the first.
Also beneficiaries of sloppy defense too. You look at that inning and you think those are some plays that you could either you could hold the ball, eat a play on the slow ground ball from Amick, and then a bunt that didn't go more than 5-10 feet out in front of home plate that was just mishandled by Parker. And that's why you put those down, is to force those mistakes out of those catchers. And that's exactly what happened. Good small ball work from Bourne, but also the beneficiary of that poor defense.
It'll be Alex Lane to lead off the inning for Hyannis against Doyle back out to work.
That's the biggest part. How do they respond and allow to try and get back in this one and be confident?
Lane takes the first pitch outside. Donay and Smith due up after him. Want to know the count? Lane swings and misses.
So you're this team down 3 runs already going to harken back to last night saying we did it from 6 with just 3 outs to go. So a lot of baseball left to be played here. So they're down, but they're not at all out.
Another swing and a miss. Lane in a 1-2 hole here.
That's another thing we saw last night. They worked back into at-bats when they were down.
1-2 as he's going to tap that one to short. Charging is Vastine. He throws across the infield in time for out number 1.
High chopper that gets over the glove of Doyle.
Now
Vastine's got to charge in on it. Plays on the outfield, infield dirt lip over at shortstop, so does a good job to come charging in. Has good reaction speed to be able to field and fire it over.
Had to charge in on that one to allow himself to have enough time to make the play. First pitch to Donay is taken low for a ball. Donay doing the catching tonight. Excuse me, Donay, the designated hitter tonight.
As they'll have Guzman getting his pitch comm system fixed here. Make sure it stays on with those little walkie-talkie systems so he gets an earpiece in one of his ears.
1-0 to Donay is taken outside for a ball. I wonder if climate or temperature affects those too much.
Would be interesting. It's an interesting shout. He's got the device clipped to the back of his catching gear, so it is black. It is a darker color, so definitely gets the light.
2-0 is taken outside by Donay, and he's ahead 3-0.
And it is a piece of machinery too, so those overheat and those stop working. So that's a good shout to think that could be a sun-related issue, heat-related issue.
Donay takes upstairs for ball 4, and the Harbor Hawks have their second base runner of the game. And that will bring up Cam Smith.
Yeah, good at bat as Donay was definitely aware of those pitches being up, not in his zone, but 4-pitch walk here. So now Cam Smith, who's come on very nicely over these last few games, has had a bit of a slow start, but really coming into his own, is now due up. And this is an important time to be taking advantage of your base runners.
Donay gets his lead from first. The first pitch to Smith is tapped foul.
Yeah, Cam Smith last night went 1 for 5. Now 1 hit coming back in the 9th when the Harbor Hawks needed it the most. Does a great job of being able to elongate that big 9th inning.
After having 1 hit going into that 8th inning, Hyannis' hit distribution is phenomenal in that game as Smith takes low because everybody got a hit in that 9th inning. Not a lot of multi-hit games.
It was a full team effort last night. There was no one in that lineup that did not contribute in some way to be able to walk out with the win.
Not a lot of multi-hit games, but everybody had one. Whether it was a little sac fly, whether it was a nice little base knock. 1-1. Smith lines that one into right field. Charging is Castillo, and he's not going to get there. And Donay will move up to second, so station to station here for Hyannis. And with 1 out, runners at first and second.
Now, that is not something that we have seen this summer from Cam Smith, is going the other way, waiting back on that ball. He took that to right field, let that sit in the zone for just a little bit longer, and just put it right in front of the right fielder, Castillo. That is really, really good hitting from Cam Smith. Taking it as it comes. We haven't seen it too much yet, but if he can continue to do that, put it wherever he wants, he's going to be a dangerous force. Really good piece of hitting.
Here's Eric Snow. He takes a ball low, tried to check his swing. No appeal down to first.
And again, going back to Smith, a guy with so much power, you tend to see those guys really like to pull it and just send it as far as they can. But switching an approach there for Smith and just knowing that all he has to do is punch it through the opposite side, he did it to succession.
Snow swings and misses. Foul tip that one into the catcher Guzman's mitt, and the count evens up at 1-1.
Snow saw action yesterday, came into pinch run for Ben Williamson after he got hit by a pitch and was able to be the first run that came across the plate to start the 9th inning.
Pitch is popped up down the first base line, and it will get out of play. So the count moves to 1-2 against Smith. Donay at second, Smith at first. Eric Snow at the plate. And the 1-2 is swung and just tapped foul at the plate. He had to reach all the way over into the what seemed like the opposite batter's box to get a piece of that one.
Great job by Snow there to be able to get out and once again play protector. You want to keep your at-bat alive and doing a good job there no matter where it is. If you think it's close enough, try and get bat on ball, even if you can just push it foul.
Especially at how good of a pitch that was, too. That's a put-away pitch from Doyle, so just to stave that off and keep it alive is a great job from Snow. See what he can do here.
Another 1-2 is taken low for a ball. And a good at-bat brewing here.
As you get to continuously see great at-bats strung together for the Harbor Hawks. That was something you saw back in that ninth inning. They were able to work in, even when they were 3-0, you saw Cash line it right back up the middle. They work count and they work their pitchers.
Snow, another 2-2, is lined into right field. Over to his left is Castillo, and it drops down the right field line. Donay is going to be sent home. And it's going to get past Castillo down the right field line. Another run's going to score. Smith comes in to score. Diving into third base is Snow, and the Harbor Hawks have cut the lead down to 1.
That is what makes this Harbor Hawks team so special. They were leading the league coming into today with 3 triples. Now give them their 4th. That is a great piece of hitting that is able to get down the line.
Now
and that's the danger triple corner, that right field corner. If it can get away from your right fielder, it allows for a triple to occur. Great job.
Snow into third, and now he represents the tying run for Aaron Parker. Here's the pitch, and he takes upstairs for a ball.
Yeah, and once again, just really, really good hitting. He took that down the right field line, right down that right field line, too, on a rope, and he's just placed it in the perfect spot for both runs to score. Smith was hustling around third, so even if it didn't get away, it looked like Smith was going to try and score, but much easier with the misplay out and right.
Swing and a miss. Parker evens the count at 1-1. In another good piece of hitting, going the other way. For the second straight hitter, you saw Cam Smith do it out to right field, and that one was sent down the right field line and into the corner. Of course, that right field foul pole is really short. Barely 300 feet out there as Parker takes outside for ball 2.
And a lot better situational hitting, too, because that means now they've taken advantage of those runners in scoring position. It's been a little bit iffy, and this is a game, especially with last inning.
2-1 to Parker is popped up and foul down the first base line.
Yeah, last inning, you drop behind, and yeah, but now you know that you have it in you to come back. You need to be switching the approach a little bit. Get yourselves on base, as it's not all going to happen in one swing. Really nice approach both from Smith and Snow to be able to get themselves on, punching it the other way, and now the deficit's only 1.
That one's pulled foul down the third base line now, and it's still 2-2.
It's going to make the bench a lot happier to be seeing that change in approach with the swings, just getting a lot more defensive, taking it the other way. And it also makes you less predictable in future innings, too. You might get played a little bit differently, opening up a few more holes in innings to come.
Swing and a miss, and it's dropped by the catcher Guzman. He's going to fire down to first, and that will retire Parker for the second out of the inning. Snow still at third, and that'll bring up Zach Earhart.
Now batting, the left fielder from Oklahoma State University, Zach.
And you talk about Zach Earhart. He had a productive out. He had the sac fly ultimately in that situation to bring home Cam Smith yesterday in that ninth inning. And like we talked about it yesterday, attacking and being confident in the batter's box.
Earhart takes a ball outside on a breaking ball. Earhart has been really good since arriving here in Hyannis. 1-0 is taken in there for a strike. Infield playing him straight up. Outfield as well. 1-1 the count to him. Snow gets his lead from third, and he drops a breaking ball just outside. 2-1 the count. Three to 2 our score. Early fireworks here from Bourne. 2-1 the count. Earhart takes upstairs.
Now 3-1. Yellow lights on if you're me here in this situation.
If you see the pitch, you want full green, especially in a hitter's count here with that runner 90 feet away. You want to get him home, and there's a chance here in a hitter's count.
Upstairs for ball 4, so Earhart reaches.
So that's a pitch you'll always be taken on. That one's well high and an easy take, but at the same time a pretty good take as well to extend this inning and bring it back to the top of the order for Will Taylor.
And we will have a meeting at the mound for Bourne in a 3-2 game. So coming up now is the top of the order in Will Taylor, one of the heroes from last night. Again, a 2-for-4 night for him, 2 runs scored. Playing center field tonight. And looking for another clutch hit. That runner at third is Snow. A single will have to score him. The meeting at the mound is broken up.
Now batting,
we are set
the center
once
fielder from
more
Northeastern
for
University,
baseball.
Will Taylor.
The sun has been hidden by a cloud as the park is a little bit darkened right now, but should pop out in a couple of minutes. Still blue skies all around.
Might not be something the league will be saying tomorrow with heavy weather expected for Saturday in Cape Cod. Hyannis expected to play Orleans tomorrow, but
it's going to be
right
close.
Now. It's going to be a tight one where there is a little bit of an opening at 8 o'clock if you want to push a game that late.
Well, and it looks like the forecast says rains throughout the morning and maybe into the afternoon, and then it'll lighten up as the first pitch is lined into left center field. Earhart has flown out to center field as Stanfield got on his horse coming in and to his right and makes the play for the third out. But the Harborhawks strike back. 3-2 our score from Doran Park. You're listening to the Harborhawks Baseball Network.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why do you sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Ferris back out on the mound for the top half of the third, facing 8-9-1 for Bourne.
Now batting,
yeah, and when you talk about this, this is a Bourne lineup that really can do it all. We saw in that top where Stanfield, Eblin were able to work on base early. Now it's trying to respond back here in the bottom of the second to try and regroup and reestablish yourself on the mound.
Guzman stands in, the catcher, and he takes a strike on a breaking ball out of Boston College. Here's the pitch, and that one's taken in there for strike 2. So quickly Ferris ahead in the count.
Yeah, Guzman hitting 167 for Boston College this year. Guzman 0 for 5 so far on the Cape Cod Baseball League season.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch, and it's taken outside for a ball. It'll be, again, 8-9-1, bottom of the order. So important for Ferris to get through 8 and 9 to set the table for the top of the lineup with nobody on. That one's tipped back, and Parker couldn't hold on. So a foul ball, and it's 2-2.
Also important for Ferris is to get through this inning clean, as well as the defense. The defense had a rough first inning, but they've clawed themselves back to within one, has the offense. So keeping it clean here, giving themselves another chance to tie this game and maybe even take the lead is of the utmost importance.
Guzman fouls that one back. Another 2-2 pitch coming. What did you say that stat was from the other night? Entering the ninth inning, the bottom of the ninth. 2-2 is swung on and missed. Strike 3.
We ready?
Second strikeout of the game for Ferris.
Got to appreciate the league statistician for making this public knowledge. So, going at the end of the 2022 season, if a team was trailing in the bottom of the ninth with 4+ runs, they were four wins, 457 losses, and 1 tie. So far in this season, there has already been 4, and they all happened this week.
First pitch up and away for ball 1.
Happened to YD twice, Wareham back on the 18th, and then, of course, Harborhawks yesterday.
Popped foul down the third base line.
Yeah, Vastine here doing a good job of working around in the count. The scoreboard turned off here for a quick second at Doran Park.
1-1 the count. Vastine takes a strike, and it's 1-2. That is incredible.
It really just speaks to, we were talking to people around the team.
1-2 is swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Ferris. That's 3 in a row.
Talked about it in every pregame interview we had, asking the players, have you ever been a part of something like that? Their answers from Will Taylor and Ben Williamson, no, we haven't. And then you talk to some of the coaching staff who've been around a little bit longer, asking them, have they done stuff? No, they haven't. It is just one of those once-in-a-lifetime games that the Harborhawks were able to pull off last night.
Kevin Stanfield stands in and grounds that one foul, 0-1.
And that helps build culture. That helps build a lot of togetherness. When you can say that I was here with my guys for this kind of win, this could even be a special win here, too, as they were already down 3-0 in the bottom of the first.
Stanfield takes that one high.
Sorry, Mick. It's to be able to build that kind of winning team is to say, yeah, that's a real bonding experience, is a win of such a quality as last night's.
Pitches up and away with an off-speed pitch.
And I talked about it in the pregame, how important it was to be able to ride the wave of last night, keeping all those guys out and healthy and with a bunch of high energy coming off of the win last night is really important.
2-1 is taken low for a ball. And just what that can do for the energy of a team.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen Hyannis kind of hovering at 500 throughout the year. They maybe get a game or two above 500, then fall back down to 500. 3-1 is swung on and missed for strike 2. Maybe this is the event that can push them over the top. And a 500 Cape Cod League baseball team is a really, really, really good team. It's going to make the playoffs. 3-2 is taken just outside for ball 4, so Stanfield draws a walk after reaching on a single back in the first, and that'll bring up Bryce Eblin.
So yes, and you need that spark sometimes to light the fire a little bit and get the energy running underneath you now. And this is a chance, as I've said a few times now, it's a chance to take off and run with a lot of good momentum. As who knows if last night doesn't happen, this same result starts off the game. You don't know if those 2 runs come around, switching up the approach in that inning at the plate.
First pitch as Eblin shows bunt, and he takes a strike as he pulls back.
Yeah,
Amick came charging in from third there to try and cover it.
You talk about really the parity in this league. There's not you have Katuit right now who's standing in that power rankings column as really number 1 just because of the record and their sheer amount of wins, but really behind them and Harwich.
Throw over to first, not in time.
There's really a lot of great parity here in this moment between all the teams. When you look at in the East, you have only a couple points separating everyone. You have Orlean and Brewster in that middle at that spot, really both with 10 points. And then if you look in the West, it's the same thing between Bourne and Wareham with 9 points. And then Falmouth in last already has 8. There is great parity right now in the league.
0-1 the count to Eblin. Pitch is taken away for ball 1.
On any given night, anybody can beat anybody.
And that's the beauty of baseball. And again, 4 out of 5 teams from each division will make the playoffs. Runner goes on a 1-1, and it's a hit and run as he fouls that one off. So Stanfield will have to return to first.
It speaks even more so to that you can see anything on any given night that this team fires off 3 errors in the bottom of the first inning after such a hot start or a hot end to last night. So, and then even more so, they come back firing and get themselves back within a run in just the 1/2 inning.
1-2 to Eblin. Runner not in motion as that one skips in front of home plate. Now a delayed steal from Stanfield. The throw down by Donay is a little bit high. Excuse me, that's Aaron Parker. The throw down to second is high. And it will be a bit of a delayed steal. He looked like he was just trying to go, and the minute he saw that pitch in the dirt, Parker blocked it out in front of him. A good block. It didn't get behind him at all. He was off and running.
Yeah, Stanfield just had the sheer speed to be able to beat it down the line and get it, but still 2 away. Just focus on the batter here if you're Ferris.
2-2 to Eblin as he lines that one up the middle, but Williamson is right there. He's up with it on a hop, and he throws across the infield for out number 3. So the runner at second is stranded by Bourne. We head to the bottom half of the second. 3-2 Bourne on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Who are you, my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about. Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Amick, Williamson, and Lane do up here, and let's take a look at the Cape Cod Baseball League around the standings.
Let's start in the West, since that's where these 2 teams are positioned in the division. Cotuit pacing themselves at 16 points. They're 8-3. Hyannis closely behind them after picking up 2 yesterday against Cotuit, 6-5-0. Bourne in at 9 points at a 4-6-1 record. Wareham at 4-6-1 as well. Falmouth rounding out at a 3-6-2 in the West.
Billy Amick.
And then on the East, Harwich 7-3-0. YD, Orleans, Brewster, and Chatham.
Billy Amick stands in to lead off the inning for Hyannis. The pitch is lined to the right side, but it's right at Bender, the first baseman, who puts it away for out number 1. In that East, Harwich is on a 4-game winning streak to sit atop at 7-3.
Now batting, the shortstop from college.
And everybody
as
much as everybody talks about Cotuit being at the top of the standings and everything, Harwich is a really, really good baseball team.
Yeah, Harwich is in. They're giving chase here. I know this matchup you want to look for.
Ben Williamson, first pitch is taken in there for a strike.
Is really, how does Harwich play out of division? That's the biggest thing, because I think in your division, you see them so often, but it's the out-of-division opponents that really is interesting to see how they fare up against.
Pitch to Williamson is taken outside for ball 1. It's 1-1.
Hyannis hasn't even seen Harwich. That's not until next week. And for YD, they don't see YD all the way until 4th of July week.
Get him for a back-to-back if we're not playing him for the first month of the season, as Williamson tried to hold up on a low pitch. No swing, and it's 2-1.
What a special 3 matchups Hyannis has against YD, as they play him on the 4th of July, then play him on July 5th, also a holiday in my opinion, continuation. And then on the 26th in July, they play at Dunkin' Donuts Park.
2-1. Williamson takes outside for ball 3. Dunkin' Donuts Park. That's going to be a lot of fun.
It is a great ballpark. It's been voted a couple times as the Connecticut resident down in Hartford as one of the best AA ballparks you can find.
Williamson takes a strike, and the count will run full.
Yeah, home of the AA affiliates of the Colorado Rockies, the Hartford Yard Goats. Great name. I have a hat for. Sported it when we went golfing the other day.
Oh, that's what that was?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's got the H with the horns.
3-2 the count to Williamson, and he swings and misses for strike 3. Talking about minor league ballparks.
Ooh,
some of the best ones.
This is a good one.
Some of the best ones in the country. There's AutoZone Park.
Now batting.
I believe that's in Memphis.
Northeastern University.
Correct.
Alex
it's either
Lane.
Memphis or
well,
it's the Cardinals, the Memphis Redbirds.
Yeah, because they're the AAA affiliate of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yep. Alex Lane stands in and takes a strike on the outer third of the plate.
Then you have the Quad City River Bandits, which is right on the river there. Beautiful park there.
Lane takes in the dirt, count even at 1-1.
Brooklyn Cyclones.
Yep.
That park, like you look at Coney Island there. Just some great minor league ballparks all around. Oh, the Charlotte Knights. That
Charlotte,
one's down.
that's the one that I was trying to think about.
Downtown.
1-1. Lane takes in there for strike 2. They're keeping him. They're pitching him away right now.
What a beautiful cityscape that is over in Charlotte, where you will get to look at it.
Blue Jays AAA facility also right downtown, right on the border, too.
It's almost a reminiscent of PNC Park as Lane takes high and away for ball 2.
That's a good major league comp right there.
It's a little mini PNC. Two and two the count to Alex Lane with 2 outs in the top of the third as he taps that one foul.
Then you have the Worcester Red Sox at Polar Park. That's a newer facility. A game here on the Cape Cod Baseball League will be played over there this year as well. Brand new. That one's another beautiful one. Another one in downtown Worcester.
Another 2-2 to Lane, and he takes in there strike 3 call. So the Harbor Hawks go 1-2-3 in the third. We head to the bottom half on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky. Because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about. Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can...
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it. Did it better. And she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
The Jackets are coming out here at Doran Park as the sun has seemingly just decided to go away. And it looks like it's not coming back right now as the temperature has dropped. It feels like 10 degrees.
Now
It
batting,
probably isn't that dramatic,
from
but
Coastal Carolina,
we
Derek
see people
Bender.
scrambling for their jackets right now. But to the bottom of the third we go, and Derek Bender stands in for the Bourne Braves, facing the left-hander Mitch Ferris. First pitch to him is tapped foul. Bender, the right-handed hitter.
Yeah, great off-speed pitch there from Ferris, having to force Bender to speed up and go out and reach for it on his first pitch of the at-bat.
0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Bender takes in there at the letters for strike 2. You know what? Another good minor league ballpark.
Oh, we're going back. Yes. I love it when we continue a conversation.
I don't know what it's called, but the Tacoma Rainiers, as the 0-2 is taken outside for ball 1. The Tacoma Rainiers have like a forest beyond their outfield fence, and it's really cool.
Tacoma Rainiers.
1-2 the count to Bender. Here's the pitch, taken outside for ball 2. Yeah, it's got the little forest out there in right center field.
Cheney Stadium. Wow, very pretty.
I know.
That's a great big batter's eye, too.
The Pacific Northwest is slept on. 2-2 the count, outside ball 3. All 3 pitches from 0-2 to 3-2 have missed outside. Full count to Bender. Here's the pitch, and he lines that one, or excuse me, he fouls that one back. And we'll do it again.
Then, Michael, by you should have the Hudson Valley Renegades, right?
Yep.
At Dutchess Park.
Yep, absolutely. I can't say I can't say I'm the connoisseur of minor league parks as much as you guys are.
Bender flies that one out into right center field. Giving chase is Sirota and Taylor, and it's going to go over their heads and go up against the wall. Digging around second is Bender, and he's going to hold up there after a turn and a look at third, but he has led the third inning off with a double.
What a well-struck ball. If the max wasn't like 394 here, that thing would have been gone at multiple parks. It just kept carrying, and you just kept seeing Taylor keep running.
Now batting,
I thought he was going to find the wall a little bit quicker than he did, but it was just a long one out there.
This park is so big. If you get beyond straightaway left field, it's so hard to get a baseball out anywhere to the right of that, from center field to right center to right, as Bodine will stand in and foul that one off to the right, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, it's been around this time that we normally see the bullpen start to limber up, and it looks like there is a little bit of action out there just starting to get loose. And I was going to say there hadn't been much before that, but to be able to keep this at this kind of...
Bodine pops that one down the first base line, giving chase his lane, but it goes foul.
Now you're ahead in the count 0-2. This is a great battle back here from Ferris in this spot to get the out after allowing the leadoff double here in the third.
0-2 is poked at and flown foul just behind us. Man, that one almost rolled to us right behind us and into the scout section. So still 0-2 to Bodine. Runner at second is Bender. Here's the pitch. Bodine hits that one well to center field. Back is Taylor. He's still racing back. He's at the wall. He dives, and it's going to one-hop over the wall. A ground rule double to dead center, and Bodine has driven in the 4th run of the game for Bourne.
We talked about it here at Doran Park. It's a little bit of a shorter fence where it's only around like 4 feet. We put me up to it. It's like up to my shoulder around there, can give or
Now
take.
batting,
I'm 5'6",
the
so
from the University of Iowa,
it's a pretty short
Sam
fence. So
Peterson.
got a hard hop off the grass there to fly it over at the direct center spot right by the flagpole where it says 395. Now a ground rule double there.
Taylor, again, he's getting his steps in today. He was racing straight back, and he went all the way back to the wall as the first pitch to Peterson is taken low on an off-speed pitch. He raced all the way back to the wall at a full sprint. He tried to make an over-the-shoulder sliding catch and then just missed it, a little bit out of his reach. 1-0 is taken in there for a strike, and it one-hopped over the wall. Again, that wall is probably 4.5 feet all the way from foul pole to foul pole.
Yeah, there's no like monster section of it.
No. 1-1 the count to Peterson. As he taps that one, he pokes at it. It's a ground ball. Snow over to his right to field it, and he throws to first in time as Lane came off the bag trying to chase after it, and a heads-up play by Mitch Ferris to get over to first base. He covered it and fielded the throw from Snow. So a 4-1 put out.
Now batting, the right fielder from Auburn
a rare
University,
4-1
Jackson
put out.
Castillo
is the first out of the inning, but on the play, Bodine will move to third.
That's great awareness from Farris to be able to see. Lane was caught in no man's land there. He went to go over to try and field it, but realized.
Castillo grounds that one to the right side, and it will get through the hole between Lane and Snow and will score Bodine from third, and Bourne leads 5-2.
Castillo's just able to put it through that gap that was effective last time. This one just resulting in a hit.
Cameron Foster.
Bowden doing a great job to come in and score. And it looks like as they're going to have a meeting on the mound here to have a conversation on the bump. And Ferris, a two-way guy, is able to get over there quickly in time in that situation.
And that's going to do it for Mitch Ferris. So the Harbor Hawks will go to the bullpen here in the bottom of the third. They trail 5-2. We'll tell you who the new pitcher is on the other side. You are listening to the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own. You turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de bateo, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
Nathaniel Trumper, the new pitcher
for
the Harbor Hawks. Michael, what do we got on?
Transferred from Dowan University, his 55, we talked about this, how he's been used in bulk as a reliever. His 55 innings were 7th most in all of Division I this season for Kansas. Opponents were batting .205 against him. That's the second lowest in the Big 12. And he also came on in relief quite a bit for the Jayhawks, had the second most in the Big 12 in terms of appearances. But we talk about, regardless of how good you are, this league is really the great equalizer, as we've seen him so far in the season. Haven't seen him for a few games, but that's as we've talked about how expendable all of the arms are in the bullpen. It has been quite a little bit since we've seen him. We saw him against Brewster a few days ago where he went 2 1/3. Solid work, just a run over those 2 1/3 innings. That's the last time we saw him.
Yeah, Trumper has been really, really good out of the bullpen from the University of Kansas. The Jayhawk will look to get out of this one here. He's going to face Cam Foster with a runner at first. That's Castillo, who just drove in the run with an RBI single.
The third baseman from Liberty University, Cameron Foster.
Foster back in the first inning, struck out, swinging. First pitch to him as the runner goes. Nope, he's going to go back. He took off towards second, then paused as Foster showed bunt, but pulled back and took a strike.
Also not a stranger to the Wood Bat Leagues is Trumper. He also played in the Northwoods League last year. 26 1/3 innings thrown to the tune of a 3.42 ERA.
Here's the pitch. He watches that one low and away, so Foster has evened up the count at 1-1. Mitch Ferris on the day is the throw over to first. It nearly gets away from Lane, but he picks it up before it can. So Castillo back safely. Mitch Ferris goes 2 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts, and so far 5 runs and 3 of those being earned. He is responsible for Castillo over at first. 1-1 the count to Foster. Here's the pitch, and he fouls that one back. Two runs on 2 hits for the Hawks. 5 runs on 5 hits for Bourne. 1-2 the count to Foster. Here's the pitch, and he lines that one down the left field line. That is a fair ball. It's going to roll into the corner. Castillo's going to round second, head to third, and pull in there safely. And going to second is Foster with a 1-out double.
That one could have gone either way. It was a really, really well-struck ball. It was out over the middle of the plate. Foster's going to jump all over those all day long. And that one, it almost looked like it landed right on the line, on the grass down the third base line. And it just got up and over into the outfield and just landed about a foot or two fair. Unlucky for Trumper.
Adonis Guzman stands in. He struck out in the second. Runners at second and third with one out. Here's the pitch as he lines that one, but right at Amick at third, who spears it over to his left for the second out of the inning and a loud out number 2.
They call it the hot corner for a reason. You got to stay focused, you got to stay ready, and you got to have those reflexes down to a T. As I was on a line from Vastine and Amick. He's ready. He's got that glove exactly where it was. He almost didn't even need to move his glove. So really good awareness and really good reflexes at third over from the Clemson standout.
Vastine stands in and takes a ball low. Amick's held his own at the hot corner. He's also been really, really good with a bat in his hand. Great player both ways for the Harbor Hawks so far this year. 1-0 is popped up down the third base line. Amick is going to give chase, but it's going to slice out of play. As a whole host of kids are going to give chase to that one.
Yeah, nice crowd tonight. Nice, full of families. A Friday night for some baseball. Beautiful night as well. And a beautiful park as well. They've got a nice seating area behind us.
The sun comes back out for the 1-1, and that one's dropped in there on a breaking ball. So Trumper ahead in the count, 1-2. A strike away from getting out of this. He sets at the belt and delivers, and it's lined into center field, a base hit. Over to field it is Taylor, and this is going to score both runners. Castillo and Foster will come in to score on the 2 RBI single from Jonathan Vastine, and Bourne has taken a 7-2 lead.
We've seen it, just production all through the lineup now as the first 3 hitters scored for the Braves back in the first, and now we've seen
the center fielder from Auburn University.
We've seen Badine score twice, and now the 6 and 7 hitters both scoring too. So they're getting on base, and each and every person moving station to station has just been an all-around display so far, and we're only not even through 3 innings.
So the lineup goes back to the top, and Stanfield stands in but first a throw over to first. Vastine back in time. 7th hit of the game for Bourne. Runner goes. Throw down to second is in time to get him. A strike from Aaron Parker to throw him out at second, and that will be the end of the inning. But Bourne picks up 4 runs, and they lead 7-2 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
0395 and discover
back with you from Doran Park as the Braves played 4 runners in the bottom of the third, but the Harbor Hawks looking to strike back here with Donay, Smith, and Snow due up. But it's Friday, which means it is time for Friday Night Bites from Doran Park. As this is a part of our tour around the Cape Cod Baseball League, trying all the different foods that every unique ballpark has to offer. Donay stands in, the designated hitter, and it's taken low for a ball. if you notice, Jacob had left the booth for a couple of seconds in that last inning.
I was on a strong mission, people.
He was
a
on
mission to do our job.
Very important mission, as he's going to take a strike that drops in there on a breaking ball. What have you got for us?
So we have the Brave, and the Brave is an Uncrustable with a cheeseburger in between it.
This is awesome.
This is we're gonna try it on the broadcast. It's part of the Friday Night Bites series.
1-1 to Donay is taken outside for a ball.
So
hold it up to the camera.
Hold it up. Yeah.
I
So
got this
we
right
have
back
this
here.
right here. It's an Uncrustable, literally cut in half with a cheeseburger. It's like basic American cheddar, and then a cheeseburger that's bigger than the Uncrustable.
2-1 to Donay is taken outside for ball 3.
We have our producers lining.
I know, we've got a
Are we
crowd
ready?
watching us.
So are we ready?
So this is an Uncrustable as a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right?
Correct. Yeah. No. Oh, I should have asked. No one's allergic to peanut butter
I'm
before I
not.
went out there. I just saw it
I'm
and had
not.
to buy it.
I'm not. I've never.
3-1 to Donay is taken outside, so he draws his second walk of the game.
Sorry, Mick. I've never been a jelly guy much, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to take this over the clam chowder every day. It's a cheeseburger.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm
I don't know about
excited
that.
for
Now
this.
batting,
I'm
the
excited
hitter
for
from
this.
Florida State
Is
University,
this my first
Cameron
bite?
Yeah, you get. All right, hold on.
Oh, my God. I'm getting restless.
First bites are underway. Cam Smith stands in, and the first pitch to him is taken outside for a ball.
Not bad.
This is good.
Not
I'm a
bad.
fan. I'm a big fan.
That is an embarrassment to humanity right there.
Sweet and salty goes together pretty well,
The
actually. I
peanut
can't
butter. It's
lie.
like just a peanut butter burger.
Yeah.
Cam Smith sees a 1-0 and pops it up to shallow right. Ranging in is Castillo, and he's going to call off Eblin from the second base position to put it away for the first out of the inning.
I was very pleased. I'll go again.
I got to try this.
Yeah.
I
Now
need to
batting,
try
the
this
second baseman from
as
University of South Florida,
Eric Snow stands in.
Snow.
They're very solid.
I'm going to try it in between the next hitter. Donay gets his lead from first, and Snow takes a strike. Snow in his last at-bat had a 2 RBI triple, accounting for both Harbor Hawks runs of the game so far. Donay was one of the runners who scored. 0-1 is foul back.
An unexpected pairing, I would have to say.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is, I would never think to put a burger patty on a PB&J.
I think it plays pretty well, honestly.
Honestly, I'm smelling it. It does not smell half bad. 0-2. That one's lined into left field. Over is Peterson, and he's going to reach up and make a jumping catch, and it's going to fall on the ground, and it's in the transfer. He dropped the ball, but it was as he was getting up and pulling it out of his glove, so the out stands in a great jumping catch
Now batting, the catcher
by
from
Peterson
University of
out
California,
left field
Santa
for
Barbara,
the second
Aaron
out of the inning.
Parker.
And that'll bring in Aaron Parker to the plate. He struck out back in the second.
You gonna take your bite now?
You know, the action's coming too quick. I'm going to take it in
Okay.
between breaks, and I'll give you my review
You'll give
after
you
this. The ground ball to Foster, and this might allow myself to eat the PB&J burger that I have sitting next to me. Foster throws to first, and it will. So that's the third out of the inning. Hyannis down 7-2 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
What are you looking forward to? Adding a takeout window?
And more locations.
Paying off my student loans.
Juggling my 4 small businesses and staying sane.
Raising my allowance.
Finishing my painting and starting the next one.
Catching a keeper. Catching anything.
Making the most of my retirement.
Checking my balance and hopefully having one.
Whatever you want for your family, your business, or your community, talk to us at Cape Cod 5 because we're looking forward to helping you.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news. Some were
back with you from Doran Park, and I got to tell you guys, this is one of the most interesting things I've ever tried.
It's good, though. Is it not?
Oh, this plays well for me.
My brain is so confused because it just should not be tasting burger meat with
The
jelly.
cheeseburger.
The jelly is
it's
the
like
part that throws me off.
It's like a bacon jam if you ever had that on a burger. It's just a sweeter bacon jam.
I'm not a jelly guy.
Dude, he doused it.
Oh, I'm
In
starving
that break,
too.
he really
my goodness.
I'm starving,
Michael.
and it plays well.
Dude, the PB&J.
You're not going to get me eating this quickly most things on this. Sorry.
You ate that quicker than the clam chowder last week.
Oh, yeah. Because I had a feeling this one was going to play pretty well. I wouldn't have eaten it this fast if it wasn't as good. But this played well.
Bunt showed by Stanfield, but he pulls back and takes low for a ball. 1-0 to him. Or excuse me, that was a strike, so 1-0 is taken low for a ball, and it's 1-1.
However, I did forget in my eagerness to come back napkins, so poor Mickey is struggling right now. Maybe during the next half inning we'll try and get him.
That one's fouled back, and it's 1-2. It's all good. All right. Grass below us, so you can wipe your hands on. That's all right. 1-2 the count. Stanfield takes outside for a ball. This is.
You don't like it?
I don't know how to feel about it. I'm gonna rate it like a 6.5 out of 10.
It's more than that for me.
I can tell.
Yeah.
As he
Yeah.
throws away his napkins. That one's flown into right field. Sirota over to his left, and he makes the play. Excuse me. That's Smith out there. And there's one away.
Crazy.
Now batting, the second
Just
baseman.
crazy how that is your.
Bryce Eblin.
That you'll eat that quicker than the clam chowder last
I know.
week.
It's
It's a
chowder is
burger.
an actual meal.
It's a burger. What are you guys talking about?
But
This
there's
is
like. Okay, hey, when you
Hey,
say it like
Jacob,
that.
you're saying you like it too.
No, I do like it.
Eblin stands in and takes outside for a ball.
My bad, Nick. It's a burger. Listen. I was excited. Any burger you can get me to try it.
Eblin takes low for ball 2-0.
I don't know how easy it's going to be, depending on how hard you guys go, to be getting me to eat something like that so fast.
Pitch is taken in there for a strike.
The problem that I have with it, it's not a sturdy bun.
Yeah.
The Uncrustable doesn't really provide.
It's too small.
Yeah, it doesn't provide a strong enough bun.
2-1. Eblin taps that one softly to the right side. Lane up with it to his right. He fires back to Trumper at covering the bag for out number 2.
Like, I like the texture. Of that, but I do agree that the structural
batting, the
integrity
first baseman
of
from
the bun
Coastal Carolina,
is not one as
Derek
firm as it
Bender.
is a normal bun. So I understand what you got. I like the way that tasted, though. With it was a different feel to it. But yeah, I do agree with you guys that a firmer bun would be of best interest.
In stands Bender, grounds that one to the right side and over to his left, Snow, as he had trouble fielding that one. It kicked into shallow right field, and it will allow Bender to reach first base. So with 2 outs, Bourne has a runner at first.
Gotta love the ingenuity that these ballparks have. You have the donut burger at YD, so we'll have to get that on the 5th. We might have to take a Friday night bite away from Friday, but hey, we got to try the ballparks here all around the league.
I have to say, I do appreciate weird ballpark foods. My goal at every new ballpark is to try and find the weirdest food possible. As the first pitch to Caden Bodine is taken high for a ball. At Petco Park, they have the walking taco, which is a Fritos bag with a bunch of tacos ingredients.
At McKeon
inside.
is the walking taco.
Yep.
We'll have to get that when we're back home.
Call it a Waco.
Ooh.
1-0 is taken high for ball 2.
What is it? A different kind of taco? I'm not of this.
No, it's just a Fritos bag with a bunch of Fritos inside.
Oh, okay.
And then a bunch of
sounds
taco meat.
like, yeah.
It doesn't have to be
Sounds
Fritos.
great.
It can
Yeah.
be Doritos and stuff.
Got it.
Yeah, it's very good. I've had a walking taco before.
Bodine fouls that one back.
So why a walking taco? What's the?
Because you put it in the bag.
And you could. I understand.
And you
I
can
understand.
move around with it instead.
Understand.
2-1 the count.
The bag really allows that versatility.
Runner goes. Bodine takes outside ball 3, and no throw down to second from Parker. So in a 3-1 count, runner moves into scoring position and an RBI opportunity here. Pitch from Trumper is taken outside, and Bodine works a walk. So he has reached in all three of his plate appearances a double, a single, and now a walk, and that'll bring up Sam Peterson, who's 0 for 2.
Your trumper here, once again, in this situation, you already have 2 outs. You just got to try and find that third, which is somewhat so far, and this one's been Hyannis' kryptonite.
Bottom of the 4th inning, 7-2, Bourne. First pitch is going to plunk him. He tried to spin an off-speed pitch, and it just ran too far in. It looked like he didn't quite have his release point there, and that will load the bases for Jackson
the right fielder
Castillo.
From Auburn University, Jackson Castillo.
Yeah, just one more out to get here. You guys said that it's been trouble all day long, and just trying to pitch just with that mindset that you only need one more. You've got 7 guys behind you. Just give them something to hit, even though the bases are loaded.
First pitch is taken for a ball. Bender at third, Bodine at second, and Peterson at first. 1-0 the count to Jackson Castillo. Here's the pitch, and that one's flown. High pop-up. In and to his right is Smith, and he reaches up and catches that one for the 3rd out of the inning. So Trumper escapes the bases loaded 2-out situation. The score is 7-2 Bourne, and we head to the 5th inning. You are listening to the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevators. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say, baby, I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
Residential mortgages.
Back with you
investment
from
management,
Doran
and
Park.
trust services.
And Jacob Exum enters the game for the Braves, standing at 6'4" from Virginia Tech.
Yeah, Jacob Exum comes in, already appearing in 4 games, sporting a 3.37 ERA. Has 1 save on the year. However, through those 4 games, has only pitched 5 1/3. So really, when he comes in, only seeing an inning of work. The furthest he went was 2 1/3 back on opening night at Brewster. The rest have all been 1-inning outings for Exum out of Virginia Tech and Virginia Beach, Virginia. Now comes in a big spot. Try and preserve their 5-run lead here.
Now pitching for the Braves.
That's going to close
Number
Doyle's
11
night,
from
who
Virginia
once
Tech,
again
Jacob
came out
Exum.
and did a great job of being on the bump to put his team in this position. Now you're going to see Earhart, Taylor, Amick in this situation. 9-1-2. This is where you want to try and start getting some going.
Now
And you mentioned a great outing from Doyle. He goes 4 innings, gives up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. So, again, a good job putting his team in this situation.
And yeah, the decisions to take out Doyle here could probably have something to do with the lineup turning a few times.
First pitch taken outside to Earhart.
Said it a few times about this season about the batting average jumping. way, way more on the third time through the order. So seeing it and limiting only 2 times could have played a factor.
Earhart taps that one off home plate and foul, so quickly behind in the count, 0-2.
I was getting my burger for our burgers here for the Friday night bites. Bourne does really something interesting. They sanction a wiffle ball game over by the entrance in that big open field.
Huh. That is so cool. Called strike 3 to Zach Earhart, and there's one away in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, so they got an intern out there, I have to assume, who's organizing it and setting the two teams up, and everyone's out there playing, have a grand old time for the kids, so they want to be a little more active than just sitting here at the ballpark. They're able to go over there and play a little game themselves.
Can I jump in?
Hey, if you want to lose your half inning here, you want to lose a half inning, maybe go hit a moonshot and then come on back.
So in the stands, Will Taylor facing Exum, and he takes a strike. Taylor was hit by a pitch in the first and then flew out in the second. I know my 8-year-old self would have loved that.
Oh, getting to play a wiffle ball game at a baseball game, nothing better.
Pitch is taken outside, count even at 1-1 now. Wiffle ball game, yeah. So was it a big?
Yeah, it's a big group of kids on both sides sanctioned out.
What was the park like? Was it like a t-ball field or 1-1 taken in the dirt?
Like just plastic bases all around, and then because it's a big open field by where you walk in here at Doran Park, right where they have their admission gate, and just put them out all over the place, and you set up your own little diamond. There's no fence, just making the calls as you go on the field.
2-1 to Taylor, and that one slapped into center field. Over to his left is Stanfield, and he will make the play for the second out.
Yeah, Taylor got a good piece of it there, just ultimately finding it where Stanfield would be. Only has to move 2 steps off
Now
to
batting,
his
the third
left
baseman
side.
from
Stanfield
Clemson
did
University,
to make
Billy
that grab.
Amick.
So Billy Amick will stand in after a 1-for-3 night last night, in which he walked, hit a sacrifice bunt, and scored a couple of important runs. He's 0-for-2 tonight. First pitch to him is lined right at the shortstop, Vastine, who puts it away for the third out of the inning, allowed out number 3, and quickly the Harbor Hawks set down 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the 5th, 7-1 Bourne on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Gannon's Tavern is the home of incredible wings, handcrafted cocktails, ice-cold beer, and Keno. Their innovative tavern menu features seafood, great sandwiches, steaks grilled to perfection, and stunning specialty dishes. There's no better place to watch your favorite New England pro football team than Gannon's Tavern, in their large bar or outside on their covered deck, complete with TV and sound. Gannon's Tavern, 959 Burses Way, Hyannis. Like them on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, soon at Gannon's Tavern.
With Hood Milk, you can trust your family is getting high-quality milk in every nutritious and delicious drop. It begins here on farms that Hood selects, with farmers who uphold the highest standards and who pledge to never use artificial growth hormones. And you'll see that care continue right to your home with our Light Block bottle, which protects the fresh taste of your milk. At Hood, we never stop caring about our milk because you never stop caring about your family. Always good, always Hood.
Including 5th-year master's programs at curry.edu.
Quickly, Hyannis set down in the top of the 5th inning, and to the bottom half we go. It'll be 7-8-9 for Bourne. Guys, I gotta say, after trying a couple more bites of this, I gotta lower my rating.
No,
Whoa.
okay. He lost
Now
burger
batting.
privileges. It's
Whoa.
coming to me in the next
Come
half.
Cameron Foster.
Wow.
This is
Because it cooled off.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, he's
Probably.
been letting it sit here
Actually-
for so
Oh, I'll
long.
take it.
Oh,
No,
hey,
this
hey. It's coming this way, Michael. Don't worry.
Cam Foster stands in and takes a strike on a breaking ball. It's just such a weird combination. I like Uncrustables. I love burgers, and just the two together just
Not
are
doing it for you?
No.
Wow.
Foster takes low for a ball. Trumper's still in the game. 1-1.
So have you ever had like a crazy burger? Because I feel like that's what this is a crazy burger.
What's a crazy burger?
Like just
slap foul down the third baseline.
Just like a burger that is a little crazy about like there's something like different on it, like a donut burger or like something that just takes it away from the traditional sense.
Foster swings and misses, a bit of an excuse me swing on a pitch about a foot off the plate, and that will retire him for the first out of the fifth. So that'll bring up Guzman.
Great off speed from Trumper. That's
Now
one where
batting,
he
the
really
catcher
tried to
from Boston
pull,
College,
and that one, even
Hyannis,
though it went about
Guzman.
58, 59 feet, it's his put-away pitch in that situation, executed very well.
First pitch to Guzman is taken upstairs for a ball. 7-2 our score. Bourne ahead in this one. Trumper's 1-0 is skipped in front of home plate for ball 2. Sunset has begun here at Doran Park. Those sand dunes in dead center are starting to turn a little bit orange as he takes ball 3 upstairs.
Yeah, it's like a gravel pit out there a little bit.
Such an interesting aesthetic to have, almost as a batter's eye a little bit.
3-0 the count. And he pops that one foul, a 3-0 green light.
Trumper's able to get him swinging there. That's a great pitch from Trumper to be able to get him and get a strike back.
3-1, foul back again off the net right in front of us.
Now 3-2. Trumper works himself back into this count now to load it full.
You mentioned the gravel dunes out there. There's some equipment. There's some logged trees. 3-2 the count, and he takes high for ball 4, so Bourne has a base runner here in the 5th.
Yeah, it's almost like a big sandbox out in center, just with, instead of like toy trucks, it's like, looks to be like
now batting,
there
the
are actual trucks out there.
University,
but it's a good
Justin
500-600 feet behind the dead center field wall. A lot of the other big grassy area, it's all grass headed out there, so it's a soccer field, a baseball field, a multi-use facility as the first pitch to Vastine is fouled back.
Yeah, here at Upper Cape Cod Technical, the home of the Rams. Impressed there, right? Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's on the sign coming in when I went to go get the burger. But
Yeah,
I've been waiting.
I can see the scoreboard out here.
I was waiting to make sure I could sneak that one in, but just a great athletic complex here.
The 1-0 is flown deep out to right, but Smith will range back, settle under it in his own tracks, and make the play for the second out of the inning. Guzman returns back to first. So Trumper an out away.
Yeah, you get an out away again, and that's what we talk about the bullpen from Hyannis doing, just trying to limit the runs that are able to come across once they enter the game.
But now it turns back over to the top of the order. So it's a big, big ask here, but you got to try and get this third out.
Stanfield stands in and takes high for a ball. He singled to lead off the game in the first. He walked in the second and flew out to left in the fourth. He did score a run off of that single in the first. Check over to first. Guzman back in time.
I think it's pretty particular. This whole lineup doing so well today that we're in the 5th inning. This is already Stanfield's 4th at-bat of the day. Well, his 4th plate appearance of the day, but the walk in the second.
1-0 the count. Here's the pitch, and it drops just inside off the plate, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, Bourne came into today batting a team 244, which is 4th in the Cape Cod Baseball League. They are strong at the plate, and like we talked about, everything's going for them right now.
2-0 is flown to right center field. Over to his left is Taylor in the right center field gap. Reaches up and makes the play for the third out of the inning. The score is 7-2 Bourne as we head to the 6th inning on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service service from Verizon to T-Mobile.
Yep. T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
Jacob Exum back out there for his second inning of work for Bourne as they have limited the Harbor Hawks to only 2 hits and 2 runs in this one.
And now it's up to Ben Williamson, who's going to be leading this inning off to try and get something started here. He's been the guy that the offense has looked to all season long so far, as he's one of the best hitters on the Cape. So they're down 5 runs. As we saw 24 hours ago, they have overcome greater than that. So the spark should be, they expect this lineup to be coming with a spark here from Williamson.
This is the part of the lineup, if you're Hyannis, that you want up here in this spot to try and really start something. You look at Williamson, Lane, Donay, your 3, 4, and 5 hitters who have all brought a spark here to the Cape.
So Williamson, the shortstop, will stand in 0 for 2 on the
because
day,
of
but he
William
was
and Mary,
robbed of a
Ben
single
Williamson
by Eblin back in the first. Then he struck out in the third. First pitch from Exum is in there for a strike. Exum using almost pretty much is a sidearm delivery as a right-handed pitcher. Righty on righty matchup here. Williamson takes upstairs for ball 1.
He's got a lot of Chris Sale tendencies right now. If you're a Boston Red Sox fan.
That's not even seeing a little bit of a sidearm release. 1-1. Williamson takes a strike. It's not even just seeing that and automatically going Chris Sale. This guy,
no,
he's long, he's lanky. Exum uses all of his length to reach all the way out there.
It's uncanny how he pitches, and it looks exactly like how his mechanics work.
1-2 is taken outside for a ball.
Yeah, it's just one of those pitchers that you can really say that it's a pretty solid comp in his mechanics and how they operate in this spot.
Count even at 2-2. Here's the pitch to Williamson, and he lines that one, a shallow fly ball. Peterson racing in, and it'll drop right in front of him in left field. So Ben Williamson with a leadoff single here in the 6th.
Yeah, Ben Williamson just doing his job so well. Understanding as the leadoff guy, got to get on base to try and get on and do something. Takes it, gets good on bat on ball contacts, allows the ball to come to him, and bloop it over Vasteen's head in that little gapper between the left fielder and Peterson.
So here comes Alex Lane, the first baseman, 0 for 2 on the day so far. Third hit of the game for Hyannis as Lane takes outside for a ball.
And to be getting that leadoff guy on, as I said, is just so important as Williamson is playing that role really, really well. And now that brings up the heart of the order in Lane and Donay right behind him.
Pitch is grounded down the left side, and it skips over the third base bag and into left field. It's going to be Lane advancing to second as it trickled down the left field line. It just got over the glove and under the glove of Foster. So on the play, Williamson advances to third. Lane goes to second, and with nobody out, second and third for the Harbor Hawks.
I didn't know that it would be such a tough play, but that is, you don't see it too much, such a tough play, because that ball was so low and taking so many bounces, that almost hit the third base bag, and the way Foster played that out at third, it looked like he was expecting it to hit that bag, and when it jumped over, he looked a little surprised, and he couldn't get his glove down in time.
So Brody Donay stands in. He's drawn 2 walks on the day so far. Here's the pitch, and he lines that one to left. Back is Peterson, and he's going to settle under it and make the play. But tagging from third is Williamson. Also tagging is Lane as he slides into third. So a double tag up from the Harbor Hawks. and the lead is cut to 4 as Williamson comes in to score the run.
Yeah, that's why you talk about how big that hit is from Lane in that situation to put 2 into scoring position, and now you're able to use the sack fly. And Lane on the bigger side, but using his speed to be able to tag up and get over to third to put another one even closer to home.
And talking about outs that you make with runners in scoring position, you're okay with that out. It scores a run. Not only that, it advances the next runner.
Cam Smith stands in and takes outside for a ball.
And Donay got really good contact on that ball. He knew that that pitch was coming. He just hit it to the outfielder, Peterson. So a productive out, you can't be upset with that. Still only 1 out. Another fly ball will score another run.
1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Taken just a little bit low. And this is still a time where if you're the Harbor Hawks, you don't need it all in one inning, and you can just chip away a little bit. Like, just get Lane home from third, and that's good enough. You're within 3, and you can expect some more hits to come in the later innings. Smith takes just a little bit low for ball 3, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, it's still the top of the 6 here. You still have another third of the game to be played, and that's almost the more crucial third if you want to break it down.
3-0 the count. We'll see if Smith has the green light here, and he takes a strike.
Because how you finish those games is so important for building on to the next day, and especially in a league here on the Cape that in that spot where you have another game the next day, so you want to keep that momentum going, and that back third of the game is really huge.
Here's the pitch, and it's taken low and away for ball 4, so that'll bring up Eric Snow, who had that RBI, 2 RBI triple back in the second inning.
Now you put runners on the corners. Now
the second baseman,
you're going to see Guzman come out and give signs to his infielders, because potentially you might see a double steal potentially here with Lane, as he could steal, and then you could also send Smith in motion as well.
And if you're Snow, you have to be thinking about this first at-bat that he had, sending that ball down the right field line.
First pitch to him is tapped foul at the plate. Just got a piece of it.
You have to be thinking that the objective here, of course, goes without saying, is to get this runner home, but even getting on base as well, just as he did back in the second, could be even better. And he had a really good at-bat, put really good contact on it back in the second, so he has to have that at-bat in the back of his mind here.
0-1 the count to Eric Snow. Here's the pitch, and he takes low and away for ball 1. Infield at double play depth, just pulled in. The middle infield is just pulled in a little bit. Vastine and Eblin, the 2 middle infielders. Bender is holding Smith on at first. Here's the pitch to Snow, and he grounds that one to second. On the backhand, it's picked up by Eblin. He throws to second for 1, and they won't have a play at the speedy Snow, racing down the line and beating it out to first. The runner will score, Lane, and the lead is cut down to 3.
Yeah, great piece of hitting, just putting it directly up the middle, so it's even harder of a possibility to turn 2. Snow's able to get on base. Now you put 1 on here. Now you're able to cut in. Now it's only 3 runs.
And yeah, I was going to say that a fly ball will work a lot better than a ground ball, but with Snow's speed, he can bust it down the line.
Throw over to Snow, checking on him at first. Wouldn't be surprised if he's in motion here.
It was a lot better that he was able to get down the line there and keep this inning alive. That's a good run, and even though it's a ground ball, to no real major fail.
Aaron Parker stands in, the catcher, and takes low for a ball. 1-0. Zach Earhart could be next if Parker were to reach. Here's the 1-0, and that's tapped right back to the pitcher, Exum. He fields it and throws to first, nearly pulling Bender off the bag, but he did a good job to keep that foot down and make the play. The Harbor Hawks pick up 2 in the top of the 6th. 7-4 our score on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why do you sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Rowing team.
7-4 our score here from Bourne, just on the edge of the Cape and going back towards Boston, as the Bourne Braves hold the lead over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks right now. And guys, it was a bit of a frustrating offensive showing for the Harbor Hawks until that 6th inning.
Yeah, and when you talk about it, we've talked about it. When the Harbor Hawks score one, they find a way to score another. So they get two there, and now it's only a 3-run lead for Bourne, which seems so manageable in this situation because of how explosive the Harbor Hawks offense can be at any given moment.
So now it's up to Trumper and the rest of the bullpen to be able to try and keep this at that 3-run deficit, because we know it, and we're going to say it time and time again, that this team can come back from any deficit, Exhibit A being last night. So this is a big task, but with the bullpen keeping them in it, it's going to be a bit more manageable than without a good bullpen.
Bryce Eblin stands in, facing Daniel Trumper back out for another inning, and he takes a ball for ball 1. Eblin from Alabama, as he pops that one foul back against the net behind home plate. He was utilized as a second baseman, a third baseman, and a shortstop this year, so good amount of versatility in his game. He hit .268 in 40 games, had 2 home runs. The 1-1 to him is taken outside for a ball.
Yeah, and he comes back to play another season with the Bourne Braves, as he played 35 games last year, batted .238 for the Bravos.
2-1 the count, and he fouls that one back. He was out nearly a month with an injury, but returned early in the season. Came back and had a pretty solid season for Alabama. 2-2 the count to him.
Now comes to the Cape. So far, 3 for 7 coming into today's game, batting .428.
He's going to ground that one to the right side. Lane over to his right, up with it. Throws to Trumper, covering the bag at first, and sets them away. The throw was a little bit behind Trumper, but he was able to reach up, grab it, and then make sure his foot was on the bag, and that is out number 1.
You rarely see it from pitchers. I mean, they get over there quickly and they get over there nimbly, but Trumper is really busting it off the mound. He knows that he has to be there right when his first baseman gets that ball. So great work and great hustle.
So here's Eblin as he takes upstairs for a ball.
We've seen that.
Excuse me, that's Bender.
We've seen that through all of the pitchers so far this season for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, is being able to get over there.
1-0 to Bender is taken in there for a strike.
You even go back to Mitch Ferris to start the game, getting over there. Although a two-way guy, so understand, and he played a little bit of first so far this season for the Harbor Hawks, but they got to get over there. They understand the position.
1-1 is popped up a mile high into left center field, and it's carrying. Taylor back at the track. He reaches up, and it is gone. Solo home run for Derek Bender as that one traveled a long way, and it looks like they're gonna try and argue that it's a double out there.
$10 to Live and Work Cape
But
Cod.
nonetheless, the call is a home run, and it's an 8-4 game.
Yeah, Will Taylor just put his arms up saying, how is that a home run? He's saying that hit the warning track and then bounced over the small fence.
It's hard to tell from our vantage point, which is pretty much the same vantage point as the umpires have. And they're going to get together and talk about this a little bit, and it doesn't look like they're going to overturn it.
And I think there's a bit of a case for this to be the double, because that doesn't get such a high bounce without the warning track sending that up.
Hey, and you got to give credit here to this umpiring crew. They're going to call themselves together and understand and have a conference themselves. You have 3 pair of eyes, might as well use them.
What makes me think about this is that immediately Taylor threw his arms up.
Yeah.
And he also had Williamson in the infield throwing his arms up as well.
And he's talking to a fan out there, and they're going to rule it a home run, and nobody on the Hyannis side is going to be happy about this. It's really hard to tell from field level, and that is just a rough call if it did truly bounce before the fence.
Yeah, and just as I said, it looked like it could have, because it's just naturally the ball just doesn't bounce on the grass the same way as it does the dirt. That ball coming down so fast, landing on the dirt, it's going to make it bounce way higher, and it did. So that ball taking a high bounce makes me think that could probably be off the warning track. So yeah, an understandably upset manager Eric Lexus is going to be arguing this, and as he should.
So he's going to finally give way to the umpires, and this game will continue.
From Coastal Carolina, Caden Bodine.
So Bodine will stand in. 8-4 game. Here's the pitch, and that one's tapped down the first base line and foul.
Yeah, and now after how hard the Harbor Hawks were able to work back in the 6th to get 2 more, they lose it just like that to 1 home run.
Takes it low for a ball.
In this situation, so leaves a little bit even more of a sour taste in your mouth.
1-1 the count. Here's the pitch, and that one's tapped, and it's a little squibber out towards third base. Barehanding it is Amick, firing across the infield, not in time. That was a weird one. It was hit directly into the dirt and barely got anywhere. It traveled about 15-20 feet, and Amick had to barehand that one, throw to first. Nice play by him to put it on the money to Lane, but it just wasn't in time.
And now with that home run from Bender, that's the first home run here at Doran Park all season long. They had not seen a home run this season. They are able to get one here now in one of those big games.
Looks like that will do it for Trumper, as we will motion to the bullpen for Hyannis. 8-4 the score off of the Derek Bender home run here from Bourne. We're going to send it to a break on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
Hiro Yamada, the new pitcher for the Harbor Hawks. 8-4 the game off of the Bender home run. Bourne has a runner at first, and Yamada enters another game this season.
Yeah, entering another one, and he's come in big spots as well and has done a good job for the Harbor Hawks.
Out of Mount Hood Community College, 2.49 ERA in 11 appearances this year. He started 10 games, but has mostly come out of the bullpen for Hyannis this year.
Yeah, came out of the bullpen. His most recent appearance was back on Wednesday at Katuitt, where he went 1 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs, both of them earned, off of 3 hits, walking 1 through 8 batters faced in that. Now going to be his 3rd game of the summer.
Earned runs against Katuitt should count for like 0.5 runs, because the amount that they're moving on the bases is just so hard on a pitcher. You can't really fault them for half of the runs that they give up. As Peterson will stand in, but first a throw over to first. That's not in time. Bodine back in time.
Yeah, Yamada there.
And we saw that against Yamada too. They were running left and right. First pitch is taken inside for a ball.
Yeah, and maybe it's something about Yamada's mechanics that runners like, but right now I wouldn't be shocked if we see Bodine take a maybe healthier lead as they want to get him again.
Lane had to dive back for that one as the throw over to first was just not in time. Lane had to go diving on all fours back towards the right field side. So 1-0 the count to Peterson. Here's the pitch, and he knuckles that one off the back net, and it's 1-1. Yamada played in the West Coast League last summer. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch, and that one's fouled off to the right once again, and Yamada has count leverage.
Yeah, Riku, Heroes, I'm saying Riku because him and Riku Nishida are best friends, so it's Heroes' arm slot is, it allows his pitches to get so much more movement and much more spin from that lower three-quarter arm slot. He's really running this in on the hands of Peterson.
1-2 the count, and it hit him. Peterson takes it off the shoulder. He's fine. He flips the bat towards the Bourne dugout, and it's first and second with still only one out. And when you're ahead in the count like that, that's the last thing you want to do.
The right fielder from Auburn University.
Yeah, running it inside,
Jackson
but that one ran a
Castillo.
little too far inside. And now now Hero has first and second, one out.
So here's Castillo, who had an RBI single back in the fourth, and he takes the third. Takes strike one. He's 1 for 3 on the day. He later came around after that RBI single in the third. Bodine at second, Peterson at first. The pitch is swung on and missed. 0-2.
Now you're ahead 0-2. Now you can start moving stuff around in your pitching arsenal to try and potentially waste a couple pitches.
Oh, 0-2 the count, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Castillo, and he takes upstairs for a ball. Good pitch there from Hero. Still in the dusk period of the sunset right now. Sun's still up, but not for much longer. 1-2 the count, and that one's golfed down the left field line and out of play.
Lights now starting to turn on here and starting to provide a little extra illumination here at Doran Park.
Williamson, the shortstop, is holding Bodine on at second. 1-2 the count to Castillo. Here's the pitch, and it's taken outside for ball 2. Bottom of the 6th, 8-4 Bourne. They've scored 8 runs on 10 hits and no errors. Hyannis, 4 runs on 4 hits and 4 errors for them. 2-2 is swung on and missed for out number 2. Castillo set down.
It's just been an offensive game, even on both sides, because you even look at the Harborhawks. They've had strong at-bats. They've just been failing to once again get the runners across.
Liberty University, Cameron
But again,
Foster.
a strong showing for both offenses as the pitchers have really had to try and reel it in to try and limit the runners on.
Now it's Cam Foster from Liberty as he grounds that one to short. Williamson up with it, and he's going to go the short way. Flips on to Snow at second for out number 3. But Bourne picks up one more on the controversial home run by Bender. They lead 8-4. We head to the 7th on the Harborhawk Baseball
Head over
Network.
to the home side of the press box.
Shoulder that start at a very, very young age. People's expectations are they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
The Harbor Hawks are still in slam range, and it will be up to Zach Earhart to get us led off here in the top of the 7th. Harbor Hawks are in need of some runs, and I'm not sure what's going on with the kids around here.
They've got a t-shirt toss out the window right now, and the kids are all in favor of this t-shirt toss as they are going for it right now.
Wow. It's
Now
as
batting,
loud
the left
on
fielder from
the
Oklahoma State
broadcast
University,
through
Zach
your
Earhart.
headphones or your speaker right now as it is for us. Those kids are being loud. They want t-shirts, but nevertheless, Zach Earhart stands in and taps that one foul at the plate. 0-1.
Now, Harbor Hawks looking here to respond on this Friday night.
Taylor is on deck, followed by Billy Amick. Here's the pitch, and that one's grounded up the middle, and it will be fielded by Vastine. He throws to first just in time to get the speedy Earhart, and that's out number 1. That had to be a perfectly fielded ball, perfect transition between the glove and the hand, and a perfect throw, but it was all in perfect sync to make that play.
Yeah, that one had a dirty hop on him there a little bit.
Now batting, the center
where
fielder from Clemson University.
someone got away
Will
from him.
Taylor.
And on the transfer does a good job of being able to fire it over to Bender in time. Now 1 away, but you go back to the top of the lineup.
So here's Will Taylor. First pitch to him is taken outside for a ball.
One of the 2 heroes from yesterday had the bases clearing double in that bottom of the 9th to tie the ball game at 6 apiece.
Little bloop over the first baseman's glove. 1-0 is going to hit him. And there is yet another hit batsman for the Harbor Hawks.
21.
21
on the year. Still pacing. Next closest has 12.
Now
They
batting, the third baseman.
are
from
really,
University.
they are getting
Billy
plunked.
Oh,
Amick.
my goodness.
Tyler, the athletic trainer, I feel bad for him because he is restocking ice and ibuprofen, I have to imagine, regularly.
He's dealing with bruises left and right. So that'll bring up Billy Amick. Here's the pitch, and that one's flown to center field. Back is Stanfield. He's going to range back at the track, reach up, and make the play for out number 2.
Yeah, each time he's been up to the plate, Amick, he has hit the ball hard. All 4 times. He gave that one a ride too. But each of his hits and his contacts has just found the back of the leather.
That'll bring up Ben
Now
Williamson.
batting, the
So far
shortstop
on the
from
day,
College
he is
William and
1
Mary,
for 3.
Ben
He
Williamson.
singled in the 6th, later came around to score. Got that inning started off with his single. Runner goes. First pitch is low. Throw down to second is not in time. And it'll be a stolen base for Will Taylor.
Will Taylor, we talked about the 2-way guy from Clemson. Bria touched upon it in her pregame interview with him. Just about got great speed, was a wide receiver for the Tigers as well.
Yeah, showing off the wheels. That's 3 stolen bases in 2 games now. He stole 2 on as many pitches last night, 2 in the 4th.
Pitch to Williamson, brushes him back. Little high and in action there, and it's 1-0. Excuse me, that was ball 2. 2-0 is taken in there for a strike. Lane would be next. Harbor Hawks fans have come out and are pretty vocal tonight. 2-1 to Williamson. Here's the pitch, and it skips in there for ball 3.
That's what you got to love about the teams here. Their fandom runs deep.
And they're not far apart from each other, so they travel.
That is the beauty of the Cape Cod Baseball League. If you ask me one thing over than some of the other college baseball leagues over the summer.
3-1 to Williamson is swung on and missed. Nasty off-speed pitch that ran away from him.
Is that you have your worst drive is an hour.
Yeah.
Especially for Hyannis.
I mean, unless you're off the Cape.
Unless you're off the Cape and you're Wareham, and then you got to fight your way back, and I have to imagine your drive to Chatham in the middle of July might not always be that. But they're so close in distance that you're able to be there.
3-2 to Williamson is taken high for ball 4, so he'll take first. And that will put the tying run on deck, and Alex Lane coming to the plate. And this may cause a Bourne pitching change, as they will have a meeting at the mound. Not sure what's going to happen quite yet. 8-4 our score. Bourne leads, but Hyannis with 2 runners on with 2 outs here in the 8th, and it will be a Bourne pitching change. We'll tell you exactly who it is after this break on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevators. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
Gabe Driscoll, the new pitcher for Bourne, as he looks to limit the damage here in the top of the 7th. Hyannis trailing by 4 runs.
And they're going to make a move to the bullpen. It's going to be Gabe Driscoll out of Binghamton.
6'5".
Yeah, 6'5". He's a lengthy guy. Comes in at 225 through 2 games. Has a 0.00 ERA, giving 2 innings pitched, striking out 2, only walking a batter. Hasn't given up a hit yet. He has been strong on the bump.
And he's coming in to face a guy in Alex Lane who brings a lot of pop in his bat too. Have yet to see all of that. We've just seen some flashes from Lane this year, but packs 15 home runs, packs some power, so it's clear that they're bringing on Driscoll here to get this out, and they can see with the pitchers what to do after this at bat.
During the regular season, Driscoll held a 4.98 ERA with a 7-1 record in 15 starts. American East first team all-conference for him.
Now batting, the first baseman from Northeastern
And now we'll have to
University,
deal with Alex Lane with runners at first and second and 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Hyannis trails by 4, looking to bring up the tying run on deck. Brody Donay.
Once again, want to try and capitalize here.
Long look in from Driscoll, and he's finally going to step off. We can't see the pitch clock here, but he must have used the entire thing. Just to use a pitch clock. Just to use a disengagement. First pitch to Alex Lane is low and away for a ball. Getting ahead in the count is key here.
Yeah, the umpires themselves here on the 3-man crew keeping the pitch clock on their belts and indicating
1-0 is taken upstairs for a ball.
Indicating when it starts getting a little bit lower, and they're keeping track of disengagements, how many times timeouts in the batter's box. Great job by United umpires to really have their umpires be able to do this even when there isn't a clock at the field.
Pitch is lined into right center field. In is Castillo, and it's right at him. Lane absolutely scorched that ball out to right field, but no results to show for it. We head to the bottom of the 7th, then we'll stretch here in Bourne. It's 8-4 Bourne on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Gannon's Tavern is the home of incredible wings, handcrafted cocktails, ice-cold beer, and Keno. Their innovative tavern menu features seafood, great sandwiches, steaks grilled to perfection, and stunning specialty dishes. There's no better place to watch your favorite New England pro football team than Gannon's Tavern, in their large bar or outside on their covered deck, complete with TV and sound. Gannon's Tavern, 959 Burses Way, Hyannis. Like them on Facebook and Instagram.
See you soon at Gannon Tavern.
With Hood Milk, you can trust your family is getting high-quality milk in every nutritious and delicious drop. It begins here on farms that Hood selects, with farmers who uphold the highest standards and who pledge to never use artificial growth hormones. And you'll see that care continue right to your home with our Light Block bottle, which protects the fresh taste of your milk. At Hood, we never stop caring about our milk because you never stop caring about your family. Always good, always Hood.
Yamada out for another inning of work here for the Harbor Hawks as they trail 8-4 in the bottom of the 7th. Bourne looking to add on to their lead. It'll be Guzman, Bastine, and Stanfield due up for them as they picked up 7 of their 8 runs between the first and the third innings, and then picked up an extra insurance one back in the 6th with a Derek Bender home run. Bender has scored 3 runs on the day, and he is 3 for 3, a triple away from the cycle. It'll be Guzman standing in. First pitch from Hero is taken inside for a ball. Chopped foul.
Let's take a look around the league here as Katua, after their heartbreaking loss to the Harbor Hawks yesterday, fired back to beat the Falmouth Commodores 12-1.
1-1. Guzman flies that one out to center, giving chase is Taylor. Long run for him, and he will reach up and make the over-the-shoulder catch, ranging into the right center field gap for out number 1. He had to cover a lot of ground.
He sure did, as another game that is final with a 5 o'clock start. YD
now batting,
beat Brewster 2-0.
University,
in the bottom of the 6th, Wareham leading Chatham 7-2. And then in the top of the 6th, Harwich and Orleans knotted at 1 apiece, as that Harwich team is on a 4-game winning streak.
Bastine stands in and takes low and away for ball 1.
While also Orleans right now at a hot streak themselves currently. Two of the hottest teams right now in the East Division.
1-0 is taken low for ball 2. That's a great matchup. Of course, we'll see Orleans tomorrow.
Weather pending.
Weather pending, hopefully. Hopefully we see Orleans tomorrow. 2-0 is taken outside, same spot. Ball 3.
Tomorrow's one's to be affected due to the weather incoming. That would be the second Saturday in a row that the Harbor Hawks wouldn't play.
3-0 is taken in there for a strike. I'm going to check the weather for tomorrow again. I know for the Catuit game last night, I was checking it all day leading up to it. 3-1 the count, low for ball 4. So Hero issues his first walk, and that will bring up Stanfield.
Now batting, the center fielder from Auburn University.
Now you go back to the top of the lineup.
Stanfield.
Now his 5th time to the plate today. Just the early offensive going for the Braves allows him to be in this spot. And you would have to imagine maybe potentially getting get back in the ninth.
Vastine gets his lead from first and immediately has to dive back as Yamada checked on him.
Yeah, if they are able and Bourne still hold on to this lead, they might not be able to play the bottom of the ninth.
I have an update with the weather as that one's grounded to the left. Backhanded by Amick, throw to second, and it gets away from Snow, the second baseman, and it will trickle into right field. Picking it up is Smith and firing it back into the infield, but not before both runners move up. Vastine goes to third, and Stanfield goes to second.
Yeah, one of those positions Amick tried to just goes through the glove. It appeared
Now
of
batting,
Snow,
the second
just
baseman,
tipping it
University of
off
Alabama,
and trickled into
Bryce
right field. And because
Eblin.
of how deep this park is, Smith, the right fielder, who's the closest outfielder to get there, is more than a couple feet away to try and have to come running in to try and make a play. So at that moment, they already have runners on the corners.
So in stands Bryce Eblin. First pitch to him is grounded to short. Williamson up with it. He's going to throw to first in time for out number 2. But on the play, Vastine will come in and score the 9th run of the game for the Braves.
Yeah, Braves offense
Now
has
batting,
come
the first
out
baseman
to
from
play
Coastal
today.
Carolina, Derek Bender.
So Derek Bender will stand in with a runner at second at Stanfield. What are they ruling that?
We will.
First pitch to Bender is fouled back.
So they'll give Stanfield the fielder's choice, and then he'll advance to second on the throwing error by Amick.
0-1 the count to Bender. Pitch is taken outside for a ball.
Even in these situations, I love Hero's emotion out on the mound. Even if he delivers a pitch and misses, he shakes his head, nods his head, as if to say, yeah, I like that location. I like the way that pitch felt.
1-1 is slapped down the right field line, and it will fall right in front of Smith, who's going to reach out and let that one go all the way to the wall. Rounding second and heading to third is Bender. The relay is dropped by Snow, so he will pull into third safely with a 2-out RBI triple.
Yeah,
And
Bender.
with that has, I believe, completed the cycle for him.
It will be interesting because it's back in the fourth. They could have ruled it an error on Snow, so you have to go
Now
back
batting,
here.
the designated hitter from Coastal Carolina, Caden Bodine.
And they gave him the single, so that will be a cycle for Bender tonight.
So Bodine will stand in. What a night it is for Bender. It's the pitch, and it's taken in there for strike one.
And we're negating the fact he walked back in the first as well. He has been able to
Mega
get on
cycle.
base in all 5 of his at-bats.
0-1 the count. Bodine lines that one to center field, and that is down for another hit. So the hit parade for Bourne continues. That will score Bender from third, and it is 11-4.
It's also the 4th run now that Bender has scored. I mean, he has been all over the shop today with the cycle, and now not only scoring,
Now
not
batting,
only
the
that, but
left fielder
scoring
from the
4
University
runs
of Iowa,
himself.
Sam
Yeah,
Peterson.
11 runs now for the Bourne Braves, who have come in and have been aggressive in the box.
So here's Sam Peterson, who's been hit by a pitch twice in this game, and he takes a strike. He's also grounded out twice, so 0 for 2 on his line. 12 hits for Bourne. Here's the pitch, and that one's taken just inside, maybe? I'm not sure where that one was.
Still got 2 away here. You just got to try and work out of this bottom of the 7th.
Throw over to first, not in time. Looking at Bodine. One and one the count. Peterson flies that one to right. In and to his left towards the line is Smith, and he will make the play right at that right field foul line and will end the inning. But 3 runs come in, and on the inning, Bender completes the cycle here from Bourne. The score is 11-4, and we head to the top of the 8th on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
Donay, Smith, and Snow do up in an 11-2 game as Hyannis trails Bourne right now from Doran Park. Excuse me, it is 11-4. Thank you to our producer, Nico Sharp, doing a great job, as always, pushing the buttons and keeping us honest. Make sure he's fact-checking us from time to time as well. It's been a long night, guys.
As we've
now batting,
now gone almost as we're 10 minutes as it's 8:21 here on the East Coast, maybe wherever you're watching us from, is almost 2.5 hours right now. Goes 10 more minutes.
Donay stands in and takes outside ball 1. Driscoll still in, and he fires a fastball past Donay for strike 1. One is in the dirt. Ball 2.
Something that hasn't been utilized because of the stellar stoppers between Parker and Guzman.
2-1 is taken for ball 3.
Is that there's a brick wall behind home plate, and there's no padding. And if a ball goes off the brick wall,
that one's flown down the right field line. Giving chase is Castillo. He's going to watch that one go out of play. That's a bit of a blind spot for us, and that is a short foul pole down the right field line. So wasn't sure quite where that one was, but it flew foul, and it's 3-2.
but if it goes off this brick wall, the ball bounces all the way back almost into the batter's box, because it just, if it has enough speed, it will get back in time because the padding doesn't cushion the blow. It'll just send it right back off.
3-2 to Donay, and he swings and misses for strike 3. He's had a good day at the plate. He's seen the ball well. 2 walks, a sac fly. First time he's been retired here today unproductively. And there's 1 out
now batting
in the top of the 8th, and that'll bring up Cam Smith.
Florida State University, Cameron Smith.
Yeah, Smith been seeing the ball a lot better over the last few games. He's got a single, scored back in the second.
Right as you say that, Jacob, the ball bounces off. It got behind the catcher, bounced off the brick wall, and right back to home.
Yeah.
It's like you can see these things coming. Swing and a miss for Smith.
Something you noticed earlier in the game, and then really just hasn't taken effect so far, as Guzman and Parker have been pretty stellar behind there and keeping everything in front of them.
That pitch taken low, and it's 1-2. Pitch to Smith is swung on and missed for strike 3, and quickly 2 away here in the top of the 8th. And that'll bring up Eric Snow, who's had a pretty good day. He's driven in 3 runs. He tripled and drove in 2 runs in the second. Flew out in the 4th, and then an RBI fielder's choice ground out in the 6th. First pitch to him is taken outer third of the plate and at the knees for strike 1. Oh, 1 is swung on and missed. Dusk has fallen here in Bourne. And that sun is pretty much completed setting. Timeout's called as a rogue ball has trickled onto the field.
And it appears like it got away from a fan down the right field line.
0-2 is taken in there for strike 3. And that will end the inning. Displeasure coming out of the Hyannis bullpen. Happiness coming out from the Bourne dugout. And it is 11-4 Bourne on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why do you sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Carter Lovaz enters the game for Hyannis, trailing 11-4. Lovaz from William and Mary. He was all CAA first team this year, standing at 6'3", looking to keep this lead limited to 7 runs right now, headed into the 9th inning.
Yeah, his 5th game of the year. So far, has only pitched 3.2 of an inning so far, as his last appearance came back on Wednesday at Katuitt. Only went 2/3 in that one after allowing a run. It was earned, giving up 2 hits through 4 batters faced. This situation comes in, clean slate behind him. Just got to try and get through and get the Harbor Hawks back to the 9th inning to pick up their bats and try and route a comeback.
Yeah, looked good in the college season. Struck out 53 and only walked 15 on the season. That's good for a 1.10 walks plus hits per innings pitched. Sub-3 ERA through 2 seasons there as well. So the talent is there. So just time to push them through to the top of the 9th to get one more special rally started.
Lovaz, the tall right-handed pitcher, will face the left-handed hitting Jackson Castillo to begin the bottom half of the 8th.
Now batting, the right fielder from Auburn University, Jackson Castillo.
He's going to set at the belt, get his sign, throw in, and a big swing and a miss from Castillo.
Last saw Lovaz at Lowell Park in the 6-1 defeat to Katuitt. Let up a run and 2 hits over 2/3 of an inning.
0-1. It's low. He checked his swing, appeal down to 3rd, no swing. 1-1. Bourne, the CCBL champions last year. Swing and a miss. Big swing and a miss. 1-2. And they had to go through Hyannis to do it. This is a rematch of last year's Western Division Finals. 1-2 is a little bit of an excuse me check swing, and an unbelievable play by Carter Lovaz On the comebacker, he reached behind his back, no look, caught it. That's one of the more incredible plays we've seen all year.
You had to grab your head in crazy amazement as Lovaz gets his glove out there. Oh my goodness, what a play.
SportsCenter top 10 plays, look out.
PFP.
I don't even know, do you practice those in PFPs?
Cam Foster stands in and takes a strike.
That's a low percentage play if you are practicing it. If you're practicing it, props to you. But what a play from Lovaz. You heard it from the contingent to our right. That's just some play, just to be able to, you almost put your glove behind your back as a formality to say, yeah, maybe I'll get it, good luck. That time he snared it.
0-1 is fouled off the screen, and it's 0-2. Foster takes high above the letters, 1-2.
Yeah, Lovaz, they were trying to see if he could get him with the high cheddar in that situation. Foster doing a good job to be able to hold on and with
1-2 is taken in the dirt, bounced on the plate, and it's even at 2-2. Guzman to follow. Infield straight up. Amick, the third baseman, playing a couple of steps back. 2-2 is swung on and missed on a breaking ball for the second out of the inning.
Job by Lovaz coming in here.
Now batting, the catcher from Boston
to do
College,
his job.
Hyannis, Guzman.
That was incredible.
He's finding a way to get outs, whether it's on the bump or defensively.
So here's Guzman on the day, 0 for 3 with a walk. You guys watching any TV shows?
Yes, I'm rewatching New Girl, and then I'm also trying to get through Yellowstone.
1-0 was taken low for a ball.
Yellowstone was slow for me, so I might have to pick it up.
It's
very
so
early
good.
goings, very early goings, which is why.
Yeah, it is slow. I do agree. On the beginning part, it's a little slow, but it really picks up.
Jack Ryan, last season of Jack Ryan's coming out in a week. That's one of my favorite shows.
2-0 is grounded to the left side. Charging it is Williamson. He throws across the infield. Great play by him, showing off his great glove at short, and that will retire the side. 1-2-3 heading for Lovaz. Hyannis trailed by 6 headed into the ninth. Last night they trailed by 7 tonight. 11-4 our score on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Who are you, my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Back with you for the top of the 9th inning. It's 11-4 Bourne here on this really gorgeous Bourne night. It's Driscoll back out to work against 8, 9, and 1 of Hyannis. It'll be Parker, Earhart, and Taylor looking for another miracle tonight after the miracle last night.
Yeah, they really, once again, it's something about this 9th inning for the Harbor Hawks that really gets their juices flowing and try and come back with it. Talked about the hum in the dugout in that 9th inning. It was all that momentum. They're going to try and do it again and try and push to the bottom of the 9th.
And fresh off
Now
last
batting,
night,
the
that
catcher
gives
from
them
the
a little bit of
University of
belief,
California,
too.
Santa Barbara,
They know that they
Aaron
can do it,
Parker.
so why not go out here? It's tough and it's improbable, but hey, why not do it again?
So Parker stands in, the catcher. First pitch to him is swung on and missed. you guys seen Andor?
No. What is Andor?
It's the Star Wars show. It's really good.
I'm just going to keep my mouth shut about the Star Wars shows.
All right. Never mind. Popped foul behind home plate, and it's 0-2.
So is that what you're watching? What else are you watching then?
Andor is one of my favorite shows of all time right now.
Definitely going to not give my opinion.
Have you seen it?
I'm just
not
not a Star Wars guy at all, unfortunately.
I feel like that's a hot take.
It's extremely hot. I'm aware of that.
Taken high for a ball, it's 1-2.
I don't know. I think there was a point where you got into that growing up. I think I missed that wave when I was younger.
That's fair.
I understand why people like it. Don't get me wrong. It's very cool.
1-2 is flown out to center field. Barely having to move is Stanfield. He'll range a couple of steps in and make the play for out number 1. So you're rewatching New Girl. You love Yellowstone.
Correct. That is, we have found
give me a few days. Give me a few days.
Yeah. Let's see what else.
Have you guys watched? Do you guys know The Boys from Amazon?
No,
Have you guys
The
seen that one?
Great.
What a show!
Great show.
What a show!
Great show.
What's the premise?
It's
evil superheroes.
It's basically evil superheroes. Yeah.
I can't
Corrupt
really.
superheroes.
That one's flown foul on the first pitch to Earhart.
See, that superhero in like really mythical or like really fictitious stuff really doesn't do it for me.
But the way they make it seem so real is just they make it seem like real life, and it's really such an amazing show.
0-1 is taken for strike 2.
I'll give you guys another hot take. I'm also not a Marvel guy either. A little bit more Marvel than Star Wars, I'd say. I've seen some of the movies. I've seen a bit of the movies, but the way they make those superheroes so realistic.
0-2 is taken outside for ball 1.
And especially their roles in the life as well. It's a really awesome plot to it as well.
New Girl's a great show. Oh, how can you go wrong with New Girl? Swing and a miss as Earhart set down, and the Harbor Hawks down to their final out. And it'll be Will Taylor.
I think my mother just found her 2 new favorite people. It's one of her favorite shows of all time, too. So that's a talking point for when my family comes up.
Yeah. I'm also starting to. I always have a sitcom going. I'm a big sitcom guy.
Yeah.
If you can get me a sitcom, I am all for it.
The Office?
I watched it like 3 times through.
Love The Office.
Parks and Rec is my all-time sitcom, though.
Okay.
I love Leslie Knope.
That's the one really, really popular sitcom I feel like that I haven't watched.
Oh, that is so worth it.
I know. First pitch is taken in there for a strike.
Not really a sitcom guy
Wow.
either.
Michael.
I just sports.
Do you not do TV?
I don't. I really don't. Not too much. I was a sports guy growing up.
How about Friday Night Lights? Swing and a miss, and 0-2 now.
Which one is that?
As they are down to their
The NBC drama?
strike.
Oh,
Can't say. I'm not a TV guy at all.
I watched the first 2 seasons, loved it, and then got sidetracked.
Okay.
0-2, and that one's poked out to shallow right field. In is Eblin, the second baseman, and he puts it away for out number 3. 11-4, the final score here from Bourne. And guys, it was a game that Hyannis probably wants to forget soon.
Yeah, it was just an offensive day for the Braves in this one, and gotta give credit. Bats just couldn't be able to find those hits in those key moments when you had runners on.
You're welcome to set them up early
But
on game
you have
day,
Orleans
please
tomorrow,
welcome them
another
here
hot
overnight.
team you will have to
Thank you for
face.
your cooperation with this.
But really, right now, and then you also have to take a look at the 5
Braves will
errors
wrap up this
against
5-game homestand
Hyannis today
tomorrow
as one of
night
those
against the
big things.
Brewster
That's all going to
Whitecaps.
get cleaned up.
First
Some
pitch
days
at
it's not your day.
6 p.m.
And also you have to
and
talk
we're
about
looking forward
they
to
were coming
seeing you
off
back
one of the
here
most
then.
energetic games they'll
Till
ever
then,
have.
have a
That's a
great
tough
night
response
and
to
drive
come back
home
from,
safely.
but they do a good job making it respectable. Now they just got to push to Saturday.
Yeah, you talk about the defense. We've seen iffy defense here and there, so that's going to definitely be one of the takeaways from tonight. A lot of runs scoring early on that they would like to take back because of sloppy defensive plays, and that's just something that can be cleaned up a little bit easier. Just make better decisions in the moment, and then a few of those runs don't score. Just allow a ball to be eaten and let a guy stay on first as opposed to throwing behind and allowing him to advance. So that's an easy fix, and they just come back at it tomorrow. As you always say, Jacob, the beauty of college summer baseball is you're right back at it tomorrow.
We got another one.
And we got another one tomorrow. Hopefully the weather permits, and it'll be a good challenge for the Harbor Hawks as they take on Orleans.
4 runs on 4 hits and 5 errors for Hyannis. 11 runs on 12 hits and no errors for Bourne. And that is the final tonight for Michael Kirsting, for Jacob Irons, for Josh Stryber, for Nico Sharp, and Grant McNew, our 3 producers. Amazing producers doing great work as always. My name is Mickey Doolittle, saying so long from Doran Park in Bourne. Once again, final score, Braves win 11-4 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history. My family wins championships.
There's no family.
There's no family. There's no family.
There's no family like my family.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations, with 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future. T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.